Good evening and welcome inside FirstEnergy Stadium. It's time for tonight's pregame show as we get set for game number 3 of 6 of this week's series between the Reading Fightin Phillies and the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, the AA affiliate of the New York Mets. Well, the teams have traded wins so far to start off this series. Reading a 6-3 come-from-behind win on Tuesday, and the Rumble Ponies a wire-to-wire dominating win last night, a 7-0 triumph over the Fightin Phil. That saw Reading shut out for the 7th time this season. But the page turns to tonight. Will Crow on the mound for the R Phils, making his first start for Reading since June the 13th against New Hampshire. He's had a couple of stints up in AAA Lehigh Valley since then, so he's back on the mound tonight, and it'll be the phenom, Jonathan, the 23-year-old for the Rumble Ponies. Mets number 2 prospect gets the ball tonight for Binghamton, which will be a pretty highly anticipated showdown tonight here from Baseball Town. Well, we're going to take our first break here on tonight's pregame show. When we come back, we're once again joined by the manager, Al Padrique. Part 2 of our interview with the Skippers coming up when our pregame show returns after this. Welcome back inside the pregame show here on the Reading Fightin Phillies radio network. Jake Starr, Bob McCool, Fightin Phillies and Rumble Ponies. Game number 3, a couple of moments away from getting underway. Bob, the Art Phils, won game 1. Offense looked really good. Game 2, bats fell quiet. They fell 7-0. They're going to look to respond tonight. They're going to look to retake the series lead tonight. It's not going to be easy. Jonah Tong gets the ball for the Rumble Ponies. He threw a perfect game against Reading on May 10th. But the Art Phils did get to him for 3 runs back in April. So, it's been a mixed bag against Tong this year, and we'll hope to see the bats strike early and strike often tonight.
Yeah, what they did not do last night is what they had been doing of late in the series against Portland and in Game 1, which was timely hitting. And to get men on base and be able to capitalize on it, they were not able to do that last night. They had a couple instances where they had men on base and were not able to get the big hit. They had the snafu last night with the logjam on the base pass that got a guy thrown out. But even at that, when it was all said and done, after that, it was a 2-0 game at that point, second and third and 1 out, a couple infield pop-ups, and they were not able to get anything out of the inning. And then Gene Cabrera runs into some trouble in the 7th inning, and it kind of snowballed. But the Phils had their opportunities to strike with some timely hitting, just not able to do that. And, you're not going to get a whole lot of opportunities, more than likely, against a quality pitcher against Jonah Tong. So when you have that opportunity, got to strike.
And on the Reading side, it's Will Crowe who gets the ball. He's not started here for the Fightin Phils in over a month. It was June the 13th against New Hampshire, but he had a really good run. Kind of over his last 4 starts, 16 innings, just 1 earned run over those 16 innings of work. So he had some struggles in Lehigh Valley, but you hope to see kind of more of what we saw from Crowe before he went up to AAA.
Yeah, to be back in the rotation is probably what Will Crowe's looking for. He wasn't a consistent starter in Lehigh Valley. He'll get that opportunity here. And when he had that opportunity here, his numbers were really good. I mean, his ERA is 1.42 as a Reading Fightin Phil, and that'll be a great spot to be against this very talented Binghamton lineup.
So the Fightin Phils have taken the field. It's time for tonight's national anthem. And with that, that'll conclude tonight's pregame show. Game number 3 between Reading and Binghamton coming right up. Bob McCool's got lineups and first pitch right after this on the Fightin Phils radio network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to FirstEnergy Stadium. The Reading Fightin Phils and the Binghamton Rumble Ponies continue their 6-game series. So far, we are split. Fightin Phils won Game 1, and the Rumble Ponies took care of business in Game 2 last night. Another sun splash night here at FirstEnergy Stadium. And the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, the first half champions of the Northeast Division, off to another strong start. They are 15-8 in the second half and winning their 60th game of the season overall. In last night's ball game, the Fightin Phils dropping back under the 500 mark with that loss last night are now 11 and 12 in half number 2. Alongside Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. Let's introduce you first to the Binghamton Rumble Pony lineup. Jet Williams back in the leadoff spot tonight. Tonight he's playing at shortstop. Carson Benj batting second is in center field. Ryan Clifford, who's been the star of this series so far with a bat in his hand for the Rumble Ponies, bats third. He's at first base. Jacob Reimer is in the cleanup spot playing at third base. DeAndre Smith bats fifth. He's at right field. Kevin Parada is behind the plate tonight for Binghamton. He's batting sixth. Nick LaRusso is the designated hitter, batting seventh. JT Schwartz bats eighth. He's in left field. Wyatt Young is batting ninth and is at second base. That lineup facing a veteran right-hander for the Fightin Phils, Will Crow.
7th appearance Crow has made with AA Reading. It's his 5th start. 2-1, a 1.42 ERA. 19 innings pitched, 6 hits, 8 walks, 15 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just 0-97 against Will Crow this season.
Another sun splash night in Berks County and here in Baseball Town. 86 degrees is our game time temperature, presented to you by All Temp Enterprises. A bit of a breeze blowing. Winds gusted about just a little around 9 or 10 miles an hour. Right now, the American flag on top of center field, the Redners Event Center, is blowing straight out to center field. As we are about to get underway, Will Crow has finished his warm-up pitches, and Jed Williams is making his way to the batter's box. Williams hitting at 292 on the season. He's got a league-leading 27 doubles, go along with 8 home runs and 31 RBIs. And Will Crow will deliver our first pitch tonight at 7:04. And Jet Williams thought about swinging at it, decided not to, and takes it up high for a ball. Ball 1 to Jet Williams. And the 1-0 pitch misses outside. It's 2-0. Williams now considered the number 1 prospect in the New York Mets organization. Jonah Tong, who gets the ball tonight for the Rumble Ponies, is the number 2 prospects in his prospect-loaded Rumble Pony team. And now Will Crow misses 3 straight out of the strike zone. Misses that one as he bounces it into dirt. So Crow, a little bit of a frustration in the body language as he goes back to toe the rubber, already behind on Jet Williams. 3 balls and no strikes. And he does find the zone there with a fastball at 92, a cutter. And it's 3 balls and 1 strike. This one lined into center field. Cade Fergus will close the gap, and he will make the catch in left center field for out number 1.
Yeah, good swing there from Jet Williams, but Cade Fergus, great closing speed in center field. Has elite range out there, but to track it down for out number 1.
In addition to Fergus in center, Henry Mendez is in left, Felix Reyes is in right, Alex Benelis is at first base for the Fightin Phils tonight. Nick Dunn is at second, Aiden Miller is at short, Carson DiMartini at third, and Paul McIntosh is behind the plate as Carson Benj steps to the plate, and the left-hand hitter takes one over for a called strike. Benj had his first hit in the series last night, did not play in Tuesday's opening game, but did play last night, had a solo home run in the 7th. His 3rd home run since his call up from Brooklyn. Hits a line drive, hooked it, just fouled on the first base line. Hit it on a rope, but fortunately for Will Crow and the Fightin Phils, it's foul, and Crow now ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Benj began the season with Brooklyn, the high A affiliate of the New York Mets, and in 60 games hit .302, 4 home runs and 37 RBIs. He's already all but matched that in the power department with 3 home runs. He is hitting .333 since his promotion. One of 4 left-handers in manager Reed Brignac's lineup tonight, including the on-deck circle hitter Ryan Clifford, as Benj reaches and slaps this one out of play to stay alive at 0-2. Benj, just 22 years of age, was the number 1 draft pick of the Mets last year, the number 19 pick overall out of Oklahoma State. Was a good pitcher for the Cowboys as well, and there was some speculation as to what he would do upon being drafted in terms of being a pitcher or a hitter. A little slow tapper in front of the mound, and Will Crow will take it on a couple hops and toss it over to Alex Benelis. And that quickly, we've got 2 outs here in the 1st.
Yeah, Mets love their 2-way players from Oklahoma State. Benj, Nolan McClain, guys that hit and pitch and played for the Cowboys.
And that will bring up Ryan Clifford. By the way, Nolan McClain was also a 2-sport athlete at Oklahoma State as well. He started out playing football with Oklahoma State as well as baseball, but then quickly gave up football to focus on baseball, and now has given up hitting to focus on pitching, and suddenly is one of the top prospects for the Mets, now at AAA Syracuse, as Ryan Clifford takes one low for a ball from Crow. Clifford having himself a big series so far. He's 5 for 8, including a couple home runs in last night's game. He's driven in 5 in this series. 1-0 pitch to him is low. It's 2-0. And he is having himself a season. The batting average hasn't been great for Clifford, but everything else has been solid, including an Eastern League leading 19 home runs, and among the leaders in the league as well with 60 RBIs. He's got 5 of those RBIs in this series. It's 2 balls and no strikes to him right now. And Crow misses just inside. It's 3 balls and no strikes. So he fell behind the leadoff hitter Jet Williams 3-0, came back to get him. And now he falls behind Clifford 3 balls and no strikes. Rio pitch is right there for a strike. So see if he can come back like he did on Williams to get Clifford. Defense plays Clifford to pull on the infield half of the diamond and well around the other way in the outfield. 3-1 pitch. And it's over at the letters for a called strike. I don't think Clifford would agree. He was just about to put the bat down and jog to first base, but he'll stay there instead at 3-2. And Crow's delivered. Misses outside, ball 4. Frustration on the part of Will Crow as he gives up the 2-out walk to Clifford, and then I'll bring Jacob Reimer to the plate. Reimer, another of the Mets prospects on this Binghamton roster. He's the number 6 prospect, drafted out of high school by the Mets in the 4th round in 2022. Reimer played 61 games for Brooklyn before his call-up to Binghamton. He gets a couple of chopper to third baseman Carson DiMartini. He'll make the throw across the diamond in time to get Reimer, and that will end the first. For Binghamton in inning number 1, and no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left. When we get back, the home team will bat for the first time at FirstEnergy Stadium. Here's tonight's Fightin' Phil starting lineup presented by Golden Oaks Landscaping. Aiden Miller back in leadoff spot playing at shortstop. Carson DiMartini as usual right behind him. And then Henry Mendez bats third for the Phils. Paul McIntosh behind the plate tonight and back in the cleanup spot, followed by Nick Dunn, who's at second base. Then Felix Reyes bats 6th. He's in right field. Caleb Ricketts is the designated hitter tonight for the Fightin' Phils. He bats 7th. Alex Pinellas at first base bats 8th. Cade Fergus in center field bats 9th. That lineup facing young right-hander for the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, Jonah Tong.
17th appearance for Tong, 7-4, a 1.71 ERA. 84 innings pitched, 40 hits allowed, 37 walks, 132 strikeouts. Opponents 139 against Jonah Tong this year.
And he winds and delivers his first pitch. Aiden Miller swings at it, lifts it straight up behind home plate. Kevin Parada off with a mask. He'll give it a chase, but he'll run out of room. The numbers that Jake gave you, Tong is in and among the league leaders in almost every category you can think of in the Houston League, but he is number 1 in ERA with that 1.71 number, and the 132 strikeouts is a really strong number. And he's 0-1 on Aiden Miller. And fouls that one away as he gets up and in on Aiden Miller with a fastball, and he gets ahead of him. No balls and 2 strikes. Fastball at 94. Not an overpowering fastball, but it's a good one from Tong. It's a highly regarded fastball, and so too is his curve. Also has a slider and a change. His 0-2 pitch. Miller, broken bat looper into right field, is going to fall for a base hit. So Aiden Miller's hit some rockets that have been caught. He hits a broken bat bleeder, and he's got himself a base hit.
He'll take that, and for Reading, it also means that they eliminate any possibility of what Jonah Tong did last time against the Fightin' Phils on the very first batter of the game. Now let's let the bats get hot here.
And let's see what Aiden Miller does as well on the base pass, among the Eastern League leaders in stolen bases with 35, with Carson DiMartini at the plate. DiMartini looking for his first hit of this series. He's 0 for 7 and at .213 now on the season. Left-handed hitter, way inside. He has to spin out of the way of it. DiMartini with 6 doubles on the year, 1 home run, and 8 RBIs since his call up from Jersey Shore. And the 1-0 pitch is there for a called strike 1. 1-1. No indication yet from Aiden Miller that he might be taking off.
35 for 42 stolen bases this season is Aiden Miller.
Good size lead for sure for Miller right now, and Tong realizing that with the pickoff attempt gets him back. Venture to bet you, Jacob, the 7 caught stealings. How many do you think are pickoffs? Pretty many.
Probably at least 4
yeah.
is my guess. Not many innings has he been thrown out
right.
actually at second base.
Correct.
I think most of those caught stealings are pickoffs.
Yeah. 1-1 pitch. Spike swing by DiMartini comes up empty. It's 1-2. DiMartini, who was a bit guilty of that last night in the ball game for the Phils as well, with the chasing of the big swing and a high fastball. 93 from Tong. DiMartini now in a 1-2 hole. Beats it on the ground, but foul. Michael Jones doesn't have the range to get it, so he'll go chase it down the first base line. He's at first base with manager Al Padrique coaching at third. So it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to Carson DiMartini with Aiden Miller at first base. Lead off the ball game. Pickoff attempt by Tong. Miller had really not gotten his full extension of lead when Tong made the attempt to throw it out. Tong actually born in Ontario, Canada. He did go to prep school in Georgia and selected by the Mets in the 7th round in 2022. 1-2 pitch from the right-hander. DiMartini fouls it down the third base line and stays alive.
Good fight by DiMartini. Any amount of pitches you can get on Jonah Tong here, good thing. DiMartini working a great at-bat here early on. Already 6 pitches will be when this next one is thrown.
And again, Miller's lead grows a little bit, and he takes off on the pitch outside. Parada will throw it down. It gets away and into center field. Aiden Miller will pick himself up, and he will head to third base. So Miller steals the bag. The throw goes into center field, and Aiden Miller now is at third base with nobody out.
It was a phenomenal jump by Aiden Miller off of Jonah Tong. It would have taken a perfect throw from Kevin Parada to get him. So it's stolen base number 36, and then it's error number 3 of the season on Kevin Parada. That moves Miller from second to third. So just like that, you have a chance to strike first in this ball game. Huge chance here for Carson DiMartini and the Fightin' Phils.
And as we said, the pitch was outside, so it's now 2-2 to DiMartini. And the off-speed pitch is outside. It's 3-2. JT Schwartz is in left field for the Rumble Ponies. Carson Benj in center tonight. DeAndre Smith in right. Ryan Clifford is at first. Wyatt Young at second. Jet Williams gets to start at shortstop tonight. Or Jacob Reimer's at third, and Kevin Parada behind the plate. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. The off-speed pitch had him out in front, and DiMartini comes up empty.
Yeah, it's a very nice curveball from Jonah Tong. I mean, all of his stuff is plus great stuff for Jonah Tong. But a good battle from Carson DiMartini. You like to see that. He saw a lot of pitches from the righty Tong, so the dugout, I'm sure, appreciates that. And hopefully for DiMartini, it comes to help him second, third time around tonight.
Andrew Mendez now will bat. Fightin Phil's RBI leader with 40. Stands up there with a runner in scoring position at third base and 1 out now. Mendez at 291 on the season. First pitch beats it down the first base line and foul. Mendez, 7 home runs on the year to go along with that 291 batting average. That's 4th best, by the way, in the Eastern League. He's helped himself in this series, 3 for 7 so far against Binghamton. Left-handed hitter. Tong takes a look at Miller at third, delivers his pitch, and Mendez with a huge cut comes up empty. And it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. So Mendez with a runner at third base, figuring to take a healthy hack, hoping to at least drive it into the outfield and allow Aiden Miller to score, but now he's in a no balls and 2 strikes hole. Rolls it on the ground. Miller will come home as Wyatt Young, the second baseman, will make the play to first base, and the Fightin Phils are on the board first.
Good job by Henry Mendez. Gets the job done. The infield was back, so he knew, hey, I just got to put something in play. And that's what he did, and he gets RBI number 41 that leads the team.
And so Aiden Miller uses his legs to help the Phils get a run. Base hit, stolen base, error on the catcher that allows him to go to third, and a ground ball gets him home. A little small ball for the Phils, and they take the lead 1-0. As Paul McIntosh will stand in. First pitch to him is fouled out of play. McIntosh, perhaps the Fightin Phil's hottest hitter. Really, probably not perhaps. He is the Fightin Phil's hottest hitter. Did have the night off last night after going 1 for 3 in the series opener. Had a huge series against Portland over the weekend. Double and an RBI in game 1 of this series. 0-1 pitch to him. It's outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. McIntosh at now 307 on the season with 6 home runs and 26 RBIs. In addition to his hot streak, he's been productive in the extra base hit column as well. Now up to 9 doubles on the year as well. 1-1 pitch. It is down low. It is 2-1. Chad Patterson calling the balls and strikes tonight. Drew Buffelli is at first base, and Kaz Cousin at third. 2 balls and a strike to McIntosh. Lined hard and into center field for a base hit. JT Schwartz will get over and cut it off. McIntosh will put on the brakes and stay put at first base with the Phil's second hit of the inning.
Paul McIntosh stays hot, and he smoked that. 107 off the bat from Paul McIntosh. Make that a 10-game hitting streak, a 14-game on-base streak for Paul McIntosh this season.
So now Nick Dunn will bat. Dunn at 281 on the season with a couple home runs and 4 RBIs. One of those home runs in this series. He's 3 for 7 in total. And the first pitch to him is outside for a ball.
It's the 3rd hitting streak to reach double-figure games for the Phils this year. The longest of which was Keaton Anthony, who had a 12-game hitting streak that spanned till June the 4th. So that's what McIntosh is chasing right now.
1-0 pitch. Beats it on the ground towards Wyatt Young. He'll make the play to first base, and that'll do it for the Phils in the first. But the Reading Fightin Phils do strike first. A run on a couple hits, no errors, and 1 man left. We have 1 in the books in Reading. Fightin Phils 1, Rumble Ponies nothing. Top half of the second inning, and International Fireworks is the official sponsor of the Our Phil's fireworks shows during the 2025 season. Head to their store at 242 Sycamore Road in Douglasville or visit fireworksrus.com. They get fireworks. We got fireworks for you tonight. We got fireworks for you tomorrow night. We got fireworks for you on Saturday night. Mega Blast fireworks on Saturday night. It's summertime in baseball town, and we got fireworks for you as the Reading Fightin' Phils and the Binghamton Rumble Ponies head into inning number 2. DeAndre Smith, Kevin Parada, and Nick LaRusso to bat against Will Crow with the Fightin' Phils now on top 1-0. And I'm joined in our Reading Fightin' Phils radio booth by Berks County Commissioner Michael Rivera, who also happens to be a co-chairman of SOS Berks. And Commissioner Rivera, I'll ask you first and foremost for our listeners to explain to them exactly what is SOS Berks.
Absolutely, and thank you very much for having us here tonight. It's great to be here, especially seeing that we're ahead. So hopefully that will last the whole game, and we'll have a winning game tonight. But SOS Berks is a coalition that was set up to deal with the opioids crisis. And this coalition is made up of different organizations. It's headed by the Council on Chemical Abuse, as well as by the county. So I am the co-chair together with Kathy Knoll, who is the executive director of the Council on Chemical Abuse. There's about 50 members of the coalition, and we get together on a regular basis. We have 5 different committees that meet and work on different things having to do with opioids and how do we deal with that, how do we address the opioid situation, how do we get the information about there, what services are available, and stuff like that. So it's really a great group. There's different organizations that are members. There are members of the community who participate in that. So I'm really happy to be able to co-chair that organization.
DeAndre Smith hitting a slow roller to short. Aiden Miller had to back up on it for a step, and the speed of DeAndre Smith beats it out. So DeAndre Smith on board with what will be an infield single. Good speed by DeAndre Smith, and now you got to pay attention to him on the base pass. He has a leadoff single here in the second, as Kevin Parada now will bat. And SOS Berks is part of the celebration tonight of Recovery Awareness Night, and they're part of the fireworks sponsorship here at FirstEnergy Stadium. But it is really the Recovery Berks, and all of it is a group of organizations that are all making up this effort on the part of SOS Berks.
Yes, it is. Tonight is being sponsored by SOS Berks together with Berks Counseling Center. And outside we have, out in the tables here in the plaza, we have about 12 to 14 organizations that are set up out there providing information about resources on prevention, on treatment, on recovery. So we're here today to talk about that, as well as to celebrate those people who are living in recovery, to say, you know what, it is possible. It is possible to have a good life living in recovery and move forward with your life.
In the meantime, the first pitch from Will Crow to Kevin Parada, up and in, and caught him on the hand. Parada now being tended to. Reed Brignac, the manager for Binghamton, along with the trainer, out looking at Kevin Parada. And the flip side of that is Chris Suero, who is the other catcher on Binghamton's roster, was hit last night in the head. He was able to stay in the game, not in the lineup tonight. So now the other catcher, Kevin Parada, hit. He'll stay in the game as well, hit on the hand. So Will Crow has himself in a little bit of a jam here. First and second, nobody out. And Nick LaRusso had a big game last night for Binghamton at the plate. Had 3 hits in last night's game, 3 for 8 in the series, up with 2 on and nobody out. First pitch to him is outside for a ball. And just to further emphasize that, Commissioner Rivera, about that, and we were talking about recovery night and the help that's out there. There is a lot of different avenues, and you hear a lot of things from a lot of different people as to where you can get help. And sometimes people might think, I hear it and it becomes white noise, and where do I go? And you mentioned one of them, Council of Chemical Abuse. Call them COCA, call them what you want, Council of Chemical Abuse. But they are a great organization that is always there. If there's no other place to turn and you don't know where else to turn, that's a great first step to turn.
Absolutely. The Council on Chemical Abuse, also known as COCA, great organization there. They're what's called the Single County Authority here in Berks County, which is where the federal, state, and county funding flows to in reference to all recovery services. So they're a great partner here with us. Also, SOS has a website, which is sosberks.org. Again, sosberks.org. And you can get information there. And the good thing about it is, as part of SOS Berks, some of the things we emphasize there are warm handoffs. So if you call an organization and you say, this is my situation, where do I go? And they can't help you out. They will give you a warm handoff to an organization that can help you out. So they're not just going to say, go here, find some information. They're going to put you in contact with who can help you out.
Nick LaRusso hitting a fly ball to Felix Reyes. Reyes makes the catch and the play. DeAndre Smith tags up and moves to third base. So right now, J.T. Schwartz is at the plate. First and third and one out. Will Crow hoping to roll one over here and get himself out of this in a 1-0 ball game. Top half of the second inning. 0-1 pitch, and Schwartz takes it for a strike. It's no balls and 2 strikes. And the other thing I wanted to talk about, Commissioner Rivera, is, again, we talk about when you're talking about a person who might be in a situation where they might need recovery. The other piece of that puzzle is maybe it's not you, but maybe it's somebody you know. Mm-hmm. And if you want to help that person, same kind of thing is really there for them to reach out and say, look, I'd like to help my brother, my sister, my father, whoever it might be, whoever that person might be who you think needs help, but I don't know where to go. Yep. What can I do? They can help you as well. Absolutely,
absolutely. And again, sosburks.org are the Council of Chemical Abuse, and they can provide you any information. And you know what? That's a tough conversation to have with someone. Yeah. It's hard to say to a friend, to a family member, hey, I think you need help. Let me help you out. That's not easy to do.
Yeah, because you're afraid to put that relationship in jeopardy in some way. Mm-hmm. But they might be the person who can, you talk about a warm handoff. It's a different kind of a handoff, but at least to give you advice to say, look, this is what you could do, or reach out to that person. And so I guess the main thing to know is no matter what the situation you're in, there is somebody out there, and reach out, and they are more than willing to try and find a solution to help you out in some way.
Absolutely. The great thing here about Berks is there are many, many organizations that are out there, many people that have a lot invested in this, and they want to help people out who have substance use disorder. They want to make sure that there are resources out there, one for prevention, for treatment, for recovery. So definitely a lot of resources here in Berks County, but you have to reach out and you have to make that first step.
Ball down the first base line, knocked down by Benelis, and nobody's there to cover. Will Crow became a spectator, did not cover the bag, so it's going to be safe all around, and we've got ourselves a tie ball game. J.T. Schwartz hit it hard down the first baseline. Benelis was there to knock it down, but when he picked it up in foul territory, Will Crow did not cover the bag, so it's safe all around. It will be an RBI for J.T. Schwartz. More than likely going to be a base hit as well. DeAndre Smith scores, and our ball game is tied up. First and second now, and one out. And the 9-hole hitter, Wyatt Young, is at the plate. So right now, Parada's at second base. Schwartz is at first with one out, and the first pitch to Wyatt Young is there for a called strike one. So Crow not helping himself out there at all. And now still trying to work his way out of any further trouble. And a run across. Takes a look back to second. Comes with his 0-1 pitch. And that just misses outside. It's 1-1. So we're talking about Recovery Awareness Night tonight here at First Energy Stadium. But coming up in September is Recovery Month. And I know there's a big event coming up in September, including a walk to help those people who are in recovery.
Yep, absolutely. September is Recovery Month, as you said. And we will be celebrating the Berks County Recovery Walk on Saturday, September the 10th. That will start at 10 a.m. at Recovering Coaches Services at 505 Penn Street, and we'll walk there to what's known as the Rise Center at 702 North 8th Street. And then after that, once we get there, there will be a small celebration there with light refreshments to celebrate people that live in that are living in recovery.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Wyatt Young. He stays alive as he beats it down the first base line foul. There'll be a moment for Felix Reyes to go run it down. Michael Rivera, one of the Berks County Commissioners, along with Christian Leinbach, Dante Santoni, the three of you who it seems like you guys are involved with so much. I mean, the county commissioners, there are 3 of you, but I sometimes think there's more because you guys are always seem to be around. But that's what you guys do. I mean, I saw you at the Wyomissing Parade. I see you here at the ballpark. It seems like almost like a couple of nights a week. But you guys get yourself around. But that's what the Berks County Commissioners are about. You guys are involved in so many different things as commissioners. Here's a ground ball to second, and Nick Dunn gets the force out at second base, and safe at first is Wyatt Young. And now Sorry, Commissioner, to interrupt you, but go ahead. Tell me a little bit about being a county commissioner.
So being a county commissioner, I think it's a great job. You're able to get out there and speak with the community, meet people in the community. And that's why we get out. We want to hear from the people. We want to hear what their needs are, how they feel things are going in Berks County. We want to be accessible to our constituents. So the more local the government, the more accessible you need to be to your constituents. When you talk about state legislature or the federal Congress people, they're in Harrisburg, they're in Washington, D.C., they're not as close to the people. We want to make sure that we're close to the people, that we're accessible. People, if someone calls, wants to make an appointment with us to meet at our office, we'll do that. If there's an event that's going on and they invite us, we want to be there to show our support to the people of Berks County.
Jet Williams is at the plate right now. It's 1st and 3rd and 2 outs as Crow continues to try to work his way out of this. He's given up a run and trying to get out of this with any further damage. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to leadoff hitter Jet Williams. And that pitch just misses. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, you actually led me right into where I wanted to go because we're talking about accessibility and a phone call away for Coca and for help. But the same thing you just said about the county commissioners. You guys are all really in that same capacity of what you're talking about. Like, I need something. Where do I go? That's what the county commissioners are all about. You guys have your hands in a lot of things because you're involved in so many things. As Jet Williams hits a line drive that's speared by Hendry Mendez in left field, and that will do it for the Rumble Ponies in the 2nd inning. Commissioner Rivera, we thank you for being here so often and being involved in so many things.
Absolutely.
Including a Recovery Awareness Night going on here at the ballpark. The Fightin Phils and the Rumble Ponies tied at 1 when we come back on the Reading Fightin Phils Radio Network heading into the bottom of the 2nd. Bottom half of the 2nd inning brought to you by Cornwall Manor, an active senior living not-for-profit community in scenic Cornwall, Pennsylvania, outside of Lebanon. Brand new ball game as we start here in the bottom of the 2nd. Now tied at 1. Fightin Phils putting 1 across in the bottom half of their first attempt. And the Rumble Ponies matching that in the top half of the 2nd. Felix Reyes will lead it off here in inning number 2 to be followed by Caleb Ricketts and Alex Benelis. Reyes 2 for 4 in last night's game, including a double after getting a night off, or to be more specific, a day off on Tuesday's day game. Fightin Phils won Tuesday's opener this series 6-3. Rumble Ponies come back to win last night's game 2 at 7-0. And of course, this series will continue until Sunday. And then the Fightin Phils will be on the road for the next 2 weeks. And the first pitch from Jonah Tong to Felix Reyes is on the outside corner for a called strike 1. Reyes back up over the 300 mark now with his 2 hits in last night's game. He's at 302 with 14 doubles, 8 home runs, and 22 RBIs. The 0-1 pitch from Tong is outside. It's 1-1. Tong really over 3 different levels in 2024. Started the season in St. Lucie, made just 2 starts there, made most of his starts last year with Brooklyn, a high A affiliate. That's Felix Reyes, linesman into center field, and doing what Felix Reyes does best, getting himself a base hit, line drive into center field for the Fightin Phils' 3rd hit of the night.
All he does is hit, and all he does is hit the ball hard. Good piece of hitting there from Felix Reyes. It was an off-speed pitch up in the zone, just waits back on it and shoots it to the right center gap.
That'll bring up Caleb Ricketts, who's kind of on the opposite spectrum right now than Felix Reyes is. It's been a struggle of late for Caleb Ricketts, including this series where he's 0 for 8. Batting average right now sitting at the 200 mark. With Reyes at first base, and the first pitch to Ricketts just inside for a ball. just to finish the numbers we were talking about from a season ago for Jonah Tong. At Brooklyn last year is 5-4 with a 3.71 earned run average. Good numbers, but not really off the charts. And then made 2 more starts with Binghamton at the end of the season. And the 1-0 pitch from Tong is there for a called strike. But I think what he has done in 2025 is certainly open up some eyes, not only for the New York Mets, but around baseball in terms of his potential at the next level. 1-1 pitch to Ricketts is down low. It's 2-1. I mean, his numbers were good last year, but his numbers so far in 2025 have been spectacular. Again, a 1.71 earned run average when this game began and 132 strikeouts. Now 133 with his strikeout in the first inning. And Ricketts takes that one for a strike. It's 2-2. But he's done all of that in now 85 innings pitched. Two balls and 2 strikes to the left-hand hitting Caleb Ricketts. Lifts this one fouled on the third base line to stay alive. So last year at High A Brooklyn, Jonah Tong pitched 85 innings and had 110 strikeouts. He's at 85 innings here in Double A, and he's got 133 strikeouts. So significant improvement in terms of what he's done. Reyes takes off, pitches down low. Parada's throw is not in time, and Felix Reyes will pick up a stolen base just like Aiden Miller did in the first.
His 8th of the year, and another great jump on Felix Reyes. I wonder if they're seeing something on Tong because, I mean, Miller you expect it from, but Reyes, he's got 8, but he's not Aiden Miller on the base pass. So you just wonder if the Fightin Phils are picking up something against Tong, and they're going to try to capitalize on it.
So another runner in scoring position for the Phils, and the pitch was outside. So it's 3-2 now to Ricketts. As Reyes takes his lead off of second. 3-2 pitch, slapped on the ground towards Wyatt Young at second base. Caleb Ricketts will get the job done as he'll move Felix Reyes to third base now with 1 out.
Trying to play some small ball. Got Reyes to steal second. Ground ball behind the runner, moves in the third. Now you got a couple of opportunities to try and get Reyes home here.
And it worked in the first inning, and so far so good here in the second. But hey, you're facing a guy with a 1.71 earned run average. Small ball is not a bad idea. Plus, now it brings the infield up for Benelis with 1 out and a runner at third base. And the pitch to Benelis, a very late swing there, and he comes up empty. Benelis, 280 on the season, 5 home runs and 25 RBIs since signing with the Phillies organization after being let go by the Red Sox. 0-1 pitch to Benelis. That's inside. It's 1-1. So the infield up, outfield very deep in right is DeAndre Smith. Not nearly as much in center for Carson Benj and JT Schwartz, with Reyes at third base. 1-1 pitch. Way up high. It's 2-1. Like the foot slipped a little bit from Jonah Tong on the plant foot.
Hey, some kind of kick in the dirt at that landing spot.
Again, as good as he's been, not a whole lot in the walk category. He's walked 37. 2-1 pitch. Way out in front, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. James with a changeup there, but Ellis certainly not expecting a changeup on 2-1. So now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big spot here for Tong. A strikeout would be huge for the right-hander. And he gets it on the inside corner for a called strike 3. Came right back with the changeup, and Benelis takes it for strike 3. Now the infield can go back with 2 outs as Cade Fergus will bat. Talked about this in the pregame show. The Fightin Phils had a couple of moments like this last night where they had runners in scoring position and were not able to cash them in early. And the Rumble Ponies continue to build on their lead. First pitch to Fergus. Breaking ball that he chases in the dirt, and it snowballs in a strike. Actually, that's a changeup. That's 3 straight changeups.
It's been a very heavy dose of off-speed tonight from Jonah Tong.
So Fergus with a good-sized lead at third just in case. 0-1 pitch. Big swing, no contact from Cade Fergus. It snowballs in 2 strikes. And goes back with the fastball at 95, which is not overpowering, but after you've seen 3 straight changeups, it looks that much faster. Now Cade Fergus will call time and take a walk. Fightin Phillies in their throwback jersey uniforms tonight with the R with the kickstand on it. 0-2 pitch to Fergus. Outside, it's 1-2. On a throwback Thursday night here in Baseball Town. Good sized crowd on hand. Good crowd on the Redner's Event Center veranda as well. There's
Screwball's out there.
That can only improve things. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cade Fergus. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Fergus goes down swinging. And that will do it for the Phils as they cannot take advantage of the runner on third base and 1 out. With nobody out, with 1 out for the Phils in the second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. 2 complete. 1-1 is our score in Reading. I want to thank our good friends at Pepsi for presenting the 2025 season here at Baseball Town. Go Fightin Phils. Drink more Pepsi. Top half of the third inning, Carson Benge, Ryan Clifford, and Jacob Reimer to lead it off for the Rumble Ponies here on a hot and humid night in Baseball Town. Give me another hot one, humid one tomorrow night, but it's always just picture perfect temperature-wise. And again, more fireworks to follow tomorrow night's ball game here at FirstEnergy Stadium with the Phils and Rumble Ponies going after one another at 7 o'clock, 6:45 on Saturday. And a Mega Blast fireworks to follow on Saturday night, 5:15 on Sunday. And the big green dude, as in the Philly Fanatic, will be here on Sunday for the series finale. First pitch from Will Crow to Carson Benge is up high for a ball. 1-0 pitch is beaten on the ground, fouled on the first baseline. Benge grounded out in a little tapper in front of Will Crow his first time up. Benge 1 for 6 in the series. Again, it was a solo home run in last night's 3-run ninth inning for the Rumble Ponies. Turned that game into a one-sided affair at 7-0. 1-1 pitch to the left-hand hitter is low and away. It's 2-1. Crow, 30-year veteran right-hander. Originally pitched for the Washington Nationals, a second-round pick of the Nationals out of South Carolina in 2017. 2-1 pitch from him is lined into center field. That's going to be a base hit. Reyes has to hustle over and cut it off and keep Benge from getting more than the single on it. Nice hustle play by Felix Reyes in right field because Cade Fergus was shifted way over into the left field side of center. So Reyes had to scramble over and hustle to get it and keep Benge from getting more than a single out of it. He's there at first base to lead it off, and that brings up the dangerous Ryan Clifford. Phils have had their troubles with Clifford so far in this series. Walked his first time up, 5 for 8 in the series. And the first pitch here, back through the middle. Miller can't get there. It's into center field for a base hit. Benge will have to hold up as Fergus gets it in and has the strong throwing arm. So it's back-to-back singles to lead off here in the third inning for the Rumble Ponies. So Clifford stays hot, now 6 hits in this series. Miller tried to make the sliding play on the ball behind the second base bag. If he could have come up with it, would have at least probably been able to get the force out, and that's it. But would have traded that for an out for sure, but unfortunately just hit too hard off the bat of Clifford and makes its way to center. So Jacob Reimer now bats with 2 on and nobody out, and another tough spot here for Will Crow for the second straight inning. And he gets the first pitch over to Reimer for strike one. Reimer 0 for 5 now in the series. Had the night off last night. Went 0 for 4 in Tuesday. Grounded out to third base his first time up. Phillies would like to see a ground ball here. Crow takes a look back at second, delivers, and it's a ground ball, but it's foul. And Crow quickly gets ahead of Jacob Reimer. No balls and 2 strikes. Reimer, just 21 years of age, drafted again by the Mets out of high school, Yucaipa High School in California in 2022. Scouting report on him is power is there. They're not sure about the average is there. They're not sure about the power. He's hit 4 home runs, however, since his call up from Brooklyn, and had 8 home runs in Brooklyn. 0-2 pitch to him and batting in the cleanup spot. Started and stopped, and it's over for a called strike 3. Locked him up with a breaking ball. Reimer was hoping it wasn't going to be called a strike, but it was there on the outside corner for strike 3, and a big out there for Will Crow. And out number 1 here in the inning. First strikeout for Crow on the night. That'll bring up DeAndre Smith, who had himself an infield single his first time up. Going to be a tough guy to double up here. First and second and 1 out. Smith, first pitch to him was on the outside corner for a strike 1. Pretty much the exact same pitch that Reimer took for called strike 3. Crow takes a look back at second and delivers. Smith will foul this one out of play, and he gets quickly ahead of DeAndre Smith. No balls and 2 strikes. So Crow working ahead now after giving up those 2 singles to start the inning. Benj had the first one. He's at second base. Ryan Clifford had the second. He's at first. So good speed on the base pass for the Rumble Ponies. And at the plate in Smith. 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, good block by McIntosh, and it's 1-2. But Paul McIntosh has really shown his mettle blocking pitches in the dirt in 2025. We knew when Paul McIntosh came to the Phillies, of course, he was the other player in the trade for Jesus Luzardo, came from the Miami Marlins. You knew the bat was there, but he's done a better than adequate job behind the plate, especially on that aspect of his game and blocking balls in the dirt. Now Crow will call timeout. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Crow was set and then stepped off the mound, or stepped off the rubber to be more specific. As Benj takes his lead off of second. Nick Dunn cheating over to try to keep him a little closer. 1-2 pitch. Just misses outside. Try to get that same pitch that he got strike 1 on with Smith, but maybe a little bit further outside, hoping he would chase. He does not, and now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Philadelphia Phillies with the night off tonight. They're headed to Yankee Stadium starting tomorrow night. You can hear that on 8:30 WEU in Reading. There is strike 3 as Will Crow gets a second straight strikeout, and both of them looking as DeAndre Smith is out number 2.
So after the back-to-back singles to start this inning, Will Crow really buckling down, hitting good spots, and getting consecutive strikeouts.
One more to get now in Kevin Parada, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. So Crow got put the first 2 men on base in inning number 2, and does it again here in inning number 3, trying for a better fate. Swing and a miss by Parada, and he's ahead of him. No balls and a strike. 1-1 is our score, top half of the 3rd inning. A run on 4 hits and an error for Binghamton. A run on 3 hits for the Fightins. But right now, 2 on and 2 out. Crow delivers in the dirt, and a good stop again by McIntosh. And he wants himself a fresh baseball. Outfield plays Parada pretty much straight away. Fergus a little bit tilted towards right. Parada, a .254 hitter. 1-1 pitch, started and stopped, but he did not stop as they appeal. And our first base umpire, Drew Paffelli, said he did go around. And so Crow now ahead of Parada, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Parada will call time. Talking about some of these multiple prospects that the Rumble Ponies have on the roster. Parada was once one of them, but he's kind of fallen off with some struggles with the bat over the course of the last couple of years. But he was a first-round draft pick of the Mets back in 2022 after a very good career at Georgia Tech. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the catcher. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Will Crow comes out back to strike out the side. So the Rumble Ponies in the third. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and those 2 are left on base. Back to FirstEnergy Stadium with the Fightin' Phils and the Rumble Ponies tied at 1. Bottom half of the third inning is brought to you by Swartz Culleton PC. You can expect reliable and experienced attorneys who are committed to getting you justice. After a serious personal injury, call Swartz Culleton today at 1-800-JUSTICE. Alongside Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. Fightin' Phils at the top of the order. Aiden Miller, Carson DiMartini, and Hendry Mendez due up here against Jonah Tong in the third inning in a 1-1 ball game. Speaking of Jake Starr, you can listen to him tomorrow morning on Mornings with Mike on WEU as Jake will be there alongside Reading Fightin' Phils hitting coach Tom Slater to join us tomorrow on 8:30 WEU in Reading. Talk a little bit about the Reading Fightin' Phils, what's going on with them and what's going on this weekend as well.
Now batting for the Phillies, shortstop
Aiden Miller, who started the ball game for the Fightin' Phils with an opposite field single, stole second, went to third on the throw, and then ultimately scored on a ground ball out for Hendry Mendez for the Fightin' Phils run in the ball game. So Miller now 2 for 9 in the series. First pitch to him here is over for a called strike 1.
Miller's had a lot of success against Tong this year. He's 4 for 7 overall and a double as well. And that included the hit he had back in the first. So one of the Phils who has seen Tong well over the couple of times they faced him this year.
0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss there, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Fastball in the inner half of the plate. Now Miller will call time. That one's in the dirt. Good take there by Miller. We talked about that a little bit last night's ball game about one of the things that even though Miller hasn't produced the offensive numbers that he and the Phillies would have liked in 2025, just the fact that he is patient enough and doesn't chase pitches a whole lot out of the strike zone with 2 strikes. And he rips this one into straightaway center field, but it's going to hold up for Carson Benj as he'll make the over-the-shoulder catch, heading back towards the fence for out number 1.
That's baseball, right? You hit a broken bat bleeder that drops for a base hit your first at-bat, and you smoke one your second at-bat that goes 354 feet. That goes right into the glove of Benz. That's baseball, right? You'll take a good swing, lands in a glove. You'll take a swing that maybe isn't the best, and it finds the grass.
So that brings up Carson DiMartini, who struck out the first time he faced Jonah Tong in inning number 1. And the first pitch, again, a big swing from DiMartini. He comes up empty. Really thinking that swing right now for DiMartini has gotten really big of late. And he is scuffling at the plate. Average at 213 when the game began. The 0-1 pitch. And that misses down low to make it 1 ball and 1 strike. Infield plays the left-hand hitter very much around the pull. Outfield shades him the other way in left and in right. But Benj in center is pretty much straight away. 1-1 pitch. way inside. It's 2-1.
Reading has Mitch Newborn thrown in the bullpen for them, so it looks like he's going to get the fourth. And Will Crow's night will be over after 3.
2 balls and 1 strike to Carson DiMartini. Beats a little chopper, 1 hopper. Tong will make the play, and the pitcher tosses it, bounces it, gets away from first base, and it's going to roll down the first base line, and DiMartini is going to move up to second base. So Jonah Tong threw a knuckleball to Ryan Clifford at first base and bounced it over there. And DiMartini's at second base on the error.
Yeah, we'll see what the ruling's on that, whether it's a hit and an error or just a straight error. But, yeah, DiMartini just kind of started booking it out of the box, and I think put a little bit of pressure on Tong, who was trying to be so perfect with his throw. It is an error, so it's an E1. But Tong was trying to be so perfect with his throw. Clifford couldn't corral it, and as soon as DiMartini saw it get by, he really turned the Jets on and got to second.
So he's at second base with 1 out. And the second error of the night now for the Rumble Ponies. They had the error in the first on the throwing error from the catcher Kevin Parada that allowed Aiden Miller to get to third base. So error number 2 puts DiMartini at second base for Henry Mendez, who did drive in the run in the first inning on a ground out. His 41st RBI of the year. And another runner in scoring position for the 3-hole hitter. DiMartini takes off. The pitch inside. The throw is not in time. Carson DiMartini slides in safely. The Phil's 3rd stolen base of the night.
The 11th for DiMartini this year. Feels like it's been the first time in a while he swiped the bag. And look, taking 3rd is not easy. As I said, 3 stolen bases tonight. Clearly they're seeing something out of Jonah Tong.
For sure. Now the infield has to come up for Mendez. Pitch was a strike to Mendez, and now that's down low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. So another golden opportunity here for the Phil's RBI leader in Henry Mendez. With the infield up, and a 1 ball and 1 strike count, and a runner at third base. Chopper to short. Williams will come home with it. The tag is in time. Carson DiMartini is out at home.
Goes down as a 6-2 fielder's choice. DiMartini was trying to swim around the tag from the catcher Parada, but good play by Jet Williams at short, and that's going to be a fielder's choice for Henry Mendez.
So he's now at first base with 2 outs. I think a gamble worth taking by DiMartini. No doubt probably going on contact. But it was a great hop right chest high to Jet Williams, and so that is out number 2 with Mendez now at first and Paul McIntosh at the plate. He singled his first time up. And first pitch to him is a curveball that's there for a called strike. Let's see what Mendez might do at first base. Is Jake Wright? Are they seeing something in Tong? He's having some trouble holding runners on. Made a couple pickoff attempts when Aiden Miller was at first base in the first inning. Nothing going yet, and the pitch is way up and away. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to McIntosh. Pitch to the plate. Another breaking ball. This one just misses. It's 2-1.
Just how, locked in is Paul McIntosh right now. On that last pitch, he watched it all the way in, and just, you could just tell that he knows, hey, that's not my pitch, and he's just so in a zone right now.
2 balls and a strike to him right now. Lifts this one straight up left field. Plenty of room, and now coming in is J.T. Schwartz, and he will eventually make the catch for out number 3. So the Phils cannot take advantage of the error. In the inning, no runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left. We head to the 4th, still tied at 1 in Reading. Well, it's an early call to the Alvernia University Golden Wolves call the bullpen. Mitch Noonborn will take over on the mound, and Jake Starr will take over our play-by-play.
Thank you very much, Bob. Mitch Noonborn making appearance number 22 of the season. He has started 6 games this year as well. He's 3-4 with a 4.47 ERA. 50 1/3 innings pitched, 43 hits allowed, 9 walks, 57 strikeouts, 226 opponent's batting average against Mitch Noonborn this year. So it'll be 7, 8, and 9 to appear for the Rumble Ponies against Mitch Noonborn. Nick LaRusso, the first at home face. Also a reminder that every Tuesday, all active military and veterans receive $3 off box seats thanks to Burke's Oral Surgery and Dental Implant Center. And after this series, the next time the Phils are back home will be Tuesday, August the 12th. So about 3.5 games left before Reading embarks on a season-long 2-week road trip to Hartford and New Hampshire. So Nick LaRusso leads off this 4th inning, 1-1 game. First pitch is taken outside. It's 1-0. LaRusso 0 for 1 in tonight's ball game. He flew out the right his first time up in the second. 1-0 home. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Four-seam fastball down in the dirt from Noonborn. Noonborn last pitched on Sunday against Portland, went just 1 inning. Gave up a hit, a run that was not earned. No walks, no strikeouts. Allowed by Mitch Noonborn. 1-1 is up high, 2 balls and 1 strike. LaRusso, a .259 hitter on the year. He stands even in the right-handed batter's box. The pitch home. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2. Noonborn's last start came July the 12th. That was at Chesapeake. One that he wanted to kind of flush in the rearview mirror quickly. It was 8 runs on 8 hits over 3 2/3 innings pitched. Did strike out a season-high 6 batters in that defeat against the Bay Sox. The 2-2 is a off-speed pitch at 76. Misses down. The count goes full. Third appearance for Noonborn against the Rumble Ponies this year. 2.25 ERA over his first 3. 3-2, waving a whiff. LaRusso goes down on strikes. That's out number 1 here in the 4th. That'll bring JT Schwartz to the plate. Final line on Will Crow tonight, who got the start. 3 innings, 4 hits. A run it was earned. 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. Allowed a couple of base runners in the 3rd, but struck out 3 straight to retire the side in that inning. So Schwartz in from the left side. Noonborn, who works only out of the stretch, deals home. And the first pitch misses down. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Noonborn, 28 years old, celebrated his birthday last month, June the 27th. Signed by the Phillies as a free agent in June of 2023. Where he previously played in the Australian Baseball League. 1-0. Bit inside, 2 balls and no strikes to JT Schwartz. Schwartz 1 for 1 tonight at an RBI single, his first time up in the 2nd. 2-0. Misses up at the lighters, 3 balls, no strikes to JT Schwartz. Noonborn has been susceptible to the long ball this year. He's allowed 10 home runs in 50 2/3 innings pitched. 3-0, and that's outside ball 4. So a strikeout and a walk to start this outing for the righty Noonborn. Gonna bring the 9-hitter Wyatt Young to the plate. 0 for 1 tonight, grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up. Young will dig on in from the left side. 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. 1-1 ball game here between Reading and Binghamton. Rumble Ponies, the AA affiliate of the New York Mets. First pitch home is a curveball that misses up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. We'll see how long Noonborn is in tonight. He is currently listed as the starter for Sunday's game. Obviously, we'll see if tonight's outing changes that, depending on how many pitches he throws. Here comes his 12th, and it's swung on and poked foul to the left side and out of play. So it's 1 ball and 1 strikes. Wyatt Young, a .264 hitter. Infield and double play depth. Nick Dunn at second is straight up and in. Miller is in a couple of steps and over towards the bag. DeMartini up at third, the 1-1. Misses down, 2 balls and 1 strike. And Alex Pinellas holds the runner at first. And JT Schwartz, it's not a threat to run. No stolen bases this year and just 1 attempt. 2-1. Is swung on and lifted into the air towards shallow left. Mendez, the left fielder, treks in and makes the catch. That's out number 2. And that'll flip the lineup card over to the top and bring Jet Williams to the plate for the 3rd time tonight.
Shortstop, Jet Williams.
Williams 0 for 2 in tonight's ball game. Couple of flyouts, 1 to center, 1 to left. He digs in from the right side. Mets top prospect. Pitch home, and he'll take it for a ball up and in. It's 1-0. Ahead of the trade deadline, MLB Pipeline refreshed their team top 30 prospect rankings, and not too much of a shakeup, but a little bit of shuffling amongst the Phillies organization. The 1-0. There for a strike, it's 1-1. Aiden Miller stayed at 2. Moises Chas at 8. Cabrera went from 12 to 10. Mendez climbed from the mid-20s to 14. DeMartini's at 16. Aberson Castellano, 21. Christian McGowan, 24. Caleb Ricketts, 29. And Dylan Campbell, 30. The 1-1 misses up and in to Jet Williams. It's 2-1. Some former RFLs in that list as well. Andrew Painter remains at 1. Justin Crawford at 3. Mick Abel is 6. Gabriel Rincones Jr., who's starting to heat up in Lehigh Valley, is 9. Seth Johnson, 13. Keaton Anthony, who has burst onto the scene this year, is 17. 2-1, misses down, 3 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, there was 2 players in particular I was curious to see where they would fit in. And obviously Keaton Anthony, who was not on that list before, and the great season he's had here in Reading, and he's continued at Lehigh Valley, had to be on that list. And where and how Andrew Mendez would jump up. And I mean, I knew he would jump up, but that's a pretty solid jump up.
3-1, Williams swings, pops it up. First base side, foul territory. Pinellas drifts into the grass, makes the catch, and that will retire the side here in the 4th. No runs, no hits. 1 man left on base for the Rumble Ponies. We played 3.5 on in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Fightin' Phils and Rumble Ponies tied at 1. Klein is proud to be the official transportation provider of the Reading Fightin' Phils. Klein Transportation gets our Phils to all their road trips throughout the 2025 season. For more information, go to KleinTransportation.com. So bottom half of the 4th inning, still a 1-1 game. Jonah Tong is back out for inning at number 4 of work. And it'll be 5, 6, and 7 that'll face Tong here in the inning. Nick Dunn will lead off things here for the Phils here in the frame. So Dunn digs in from the left-handed batter's box. No outs here, bottom 4. Jonah Tong, the righty, will fire on home, and Dunn will take the first pitch for a called strike. It's 0-1. Next pitch, Dunn, swing and a miss out in front of a breaking pitch from Tong. It was a changeup at 82. Nick Dunn 0 for 1 in tonight's ball game. Grounded out the second, his first time up tonight. Left-handed bat from Sunbury, PA, a couple of hours north of here. The 0-2. That's a breaking pitch down and in. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 from Tong. That's down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Nick Dunn. Reading has gotten base runners against Tong. They have at least 1 in every inning so far. Hit a couple of hits in the first, 1 in the second. Carson DiMartini reached on an error back in the third. 2-2. And that's swung on a ground ball towards second. 3 hops for Young, who waits back on it. Vacuums it up and fires the first in time for out number 1. That'll bring Felix Reyes to the plate for the Phillies.
Been a busy night for Wyatt Young at second base. That's 4 groundouts now. Rollers to second with Tong in control on the mound.
So Felix Reyes digs in from the right side. A hit in his only at bat in tonight's ball game. First pitch to him is taken down for a ball. It's 1-0. Reyes 306. Him and Paul McIntosh kind of jockeying for the team lead in batting average right now. Both hitting over 300. 1-0 is taken on the outside corner for a strike. It's 1-1 to Felix Reyes. 1 for 3, couple of strikeouts in his career against Jonah Tong. Here's the 1-1. Reyes will take it on the other batter's box, so it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Left side of the infield plays Reyes straight up. Young at second's up the middle, and Clifford's back and over in the hole at first. Pretty sizable gap, though, between first and second base, the 2-1. And Reyes swings, hits into the air towards center. It's not deep. Bench came in a step, and then the center fielder backtracks a couple. Makes the catch. That's out number 2. And that'll bring Caleb Ricketts to the plate here for the Phillies. .63 pitches for Jonah Tong so far. Ricketts in from the left side. He's 0 for 1 in tonight's ball game. Grounded out the second. And the first pitch will take down. It's 1-0. Ricketts 198. He's got a pair of home runs. He's driven in 7. Both of those home runs actually came in his first game off the injured list back on June the 17th. So he's been back with the Reading from that hand injury for a little over a month now. 1-0. Ricketts swings and misses. It's 1-1. Behind a fastball at 93 from Jonah Tong. Tie ball game 1-1. Bottom half of the 4th inning. Game number 3 between Reading and Binghamton. Tong's pitch. Ricketts swings in a ground ball to second again. To his left is Young. He'll scoop it, fire the first in time. And that retires the side in the 4th. So the first 1-2-3 inning tonight for Jonah Tong. Fightin's down in order. We played 4. On to the 5th in a 1-1 ball game. Top half of the 5th inning. It's a 1-1 ball game here between the Fightin Phils and the Rumble Ponies. Mitch Newborn's back out, completes his warm-up tosses here for inning number 2 of work. And it's time for tonight's Fightin Phils Alumni Report presented by Deer Country. And let's take a trip up 222, about an hour, and go to Coca-Cola Park in Allentown where the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs played. Justin Crawford homered last night, was a leadoff jack. Gabriel Rinconis Jr. also had a home run for the Iron Pigs in last night's ball game. Rinconis playing some good baseball as of late. Looks really good right now. It's nice to kind of see him finding that stroke, especially that power at the AAA level.
He had such a great spring for the Phillies. Looked like he was really locked in, but really hadn't found it consistently at AAA.
Carson Benz swears a bunt at the first pitch, but it's low for a ball, so it's 1 ball, no strikes there to Carson Benz. Third time up tonight for the Binghamton center fielder. He's 1 for 2. He singled his last time up. 1-0 is a breaking pitch that misses down. 2 balls, no strikes. I kind of personally thought heading into spring training that Rinconis was probably destined to come back to AA Reading. He only played 59 games at this level last year. And he showed promise, but you'd figure that they would want to see some more from him with Reading. The 2-0's over for a strike. It's 2-1, but I kind of think the way he started off his spring kind of opened some eyes, and the Phillies said, you know what, let's challenge him. Let's send him to AAA. 2-1 is swung on and a topper to first. Pinellas has to back up on it. Newborn gets to the bag quickly. Pinellas' flip is in time. Benj is retired. And that is out number 1, and that'll bring Ryan Clifford to the plate.
I definitely agree with you. In the case of Rinconis, I definitely thought Rinconis would be back here again, but as you said, I think spring training just changed the mind of everybody. He put on a power display in spring training, and I think the Phillies figured, you know what, let's just put him at AAA. I think he's shown us enough. I actually thought Justin Crawford would be back here to at least start the season. I didn't think he'd be here for long, but I thought he'd be here to start.
First pitch to Clifford, down for a ball. It's 1-0. I thought
goes to show you what I know, because he's hitting 330 or 325, whatever he is. And he hit a long home run last night.
382 feet, I believe.
Yep, and that's the piece of the puzzle that people have questioned about him the most.
1-0 is a bit outside. 2 balls, no strikes. I mean, the biggest question has always been, can he hit the ball in the air enough?
Yep.
But what does it matter, right? I think that's the big thing.
It depends on what you look for.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking for a guy who can get on base, he's
It's
your
him.
guy.
2-0 on the outside corner, 2-1. I thought at one point there was a world where there was a possibility that Crawford, Rinconis, and Kemp all could have opened up here.
I absolutely did, but obviously that didn't happen. And Otto Kemp had an unbelievable start to his season at AAA, and that's why he's in Philadelphia now.
2-1. Curveball misses just down, south of the knees. 3 balls, 1 strike.
And we got to see enough of Crawford when he was here in Reading last year, and we talked about it. I mean, it depends on what you look at, but here's what we saw. At the end of the day,
3-1 is there for a strike, counts full.
you look at the box score, and Justin Crawford was on base twice, stole a bag, and scored a run. I mean, what do you want? That's what you want. That's what you want to see from a player like Justin Crawford. Can he get on base? Yes. Can he hit? Yes. He's hit 300 plus everywhere he's been.
3-2. Just misses inside to Clifford, so he walks. Second time he's walked tonight. That'll bring Jacob Reimer to the plate. And look, we are in an era of baseball, whether you like it or not, where it's kind of becoming a lot more of a 3 true outcome sport, right? Home runs are up, strikeouts are up, right? Justin Crawford kind of defies that mold. He kind of goes against the grain of the direction that the sport is moving, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's actually a positive. Here's Reimer. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. I mean, you look at this Phillies team, the biggest critique against them the last few years was they hit a lot of home runs, they strike out too much.
Yep.
Well, they've kind of flipped that script this year. They're putting the ball in play a lot more. They're not hitting as many home runs outside of Kyle Schwarber. 0-1 is outside. It's 1-1. So you look at a guy like Justin Crawford, you put him in the 9-hole, and just the guy who's going to slap the ball, put it in play, and just get on base. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's a positive addition of what this team could add. 1-1 is down. 2 balls, 1 strike to Jacob Reimer, who's 0 for 2 tonight.
And he's not a great center fielder, but he's a good center fielder with great wheels and good instincts as well. And I think if he really focused on it, I think he could be a better defensive center fielder.
2-1 is down and in again. 3 balls, 1 strike. So.
And, you know, that could come in time because he's 21. Let's not forget that.
Well, he just turned 22, I believe, in January.
You're right.
But he's
22.
Still one of the youngest guys in the
in
International
AAA.
League.
Correct.
3-1 the count here to Reimer. Newborn looking to avoid another walk. Pitch home is swung on and grounded foul. Past 3 at Brignac in the third base coach's box. That's 3-2.
But he is somebody who has been, I'm going to use the word scrutinized as much as anybody maybe in minor league baseball over the course of the last couple of seasons because of what he brings. He brings tools, to Jake's point, that unfortunately not enough people value.
25 years ago.
Yes.
30 years ago.
Yeah.
He probably would have been up in the majors yesterday. 3-2 the count here to Reimer. Newborn looking to avoid another walk. Runner goes. Pitch home is swung on, hit in the air well. Deep left field. It's gone if it's fair, and it is foul. To the left of the foul pole, and the count stays 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, you put a Justin Crowe, like if you think, and I know it's a little bit before your time, but like the St. Louis Cardinals teams of the 1980s, those kind of teams, that's what they had, guys like that with the Ozzie Smiths and the Willie McGees of the world who could hit and run, and that's what they did. They hit and they ran and they won.
3-2. Swung on, lifted into the air, shallow left. Miller out, Mendez in. Miller slides, and he can't make the catch. It's in and out of his glove, so it'll fall. That should be a base hit for Jacob Reimer. Almost was a terrific play for Aiden Miller, but it is a hit for Reimer, so it's men on first and second, 1 out for DeAndre Smith.
Yeah, you can't fault Aiden Miller there. He did everything he could. It's a really would have been a highlight reel catch if he's able to hold on. And really, that should have been Mendez's ball. I don't know. He didn't seem to close on it hard, and it's you're looking, especially as an infielder, you're looking for the outfielder to call you off. The further you run, you're hoping sooner or later he's going to call you off. But whether Mendez didn't read it off the bat after Reimer just hit one a mile foul.
First pitch to DeAndre Smith is down. It's 1 ball, no strike.
So I don't know if Mendez just didn't quite read it after Reimer just hit one so far foul that maybe he didn't realize it was as shallow as it was off the bat and just had a late jump.
Pitch home. Swung on, ground ball short. Miller flips to second for 1. Dunn's relay to first is in time. And it doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. So in the inning for the Rumble Ponies, no runs they had to hit, and 1 man left on base. We've played 4.5. Bottom half of the 5th up next here in a 1-1 game. This inning is presented by Cornwall Manor, a unique and charming community nestled on a 190-acre wooded campus with many walking trails, including the Lebanon County Rail Trail. Bottom half of the 5th inning, it's a 1-1 ball game, bit of a combined pitchers duel between Jonah Tong and the combination of Will Crow and Mitch Newborn. And speaking of Tong, he's back out for his 5th inning of work. 66 pitches in total for the 22-year-old. And Alex Pinellas, the 8-hole hitter, leads off for Al Pedrique's Reading Fightin Phils. So Pinellas digs in from the left side. He's 0 for 1 in tonight's ball game with a strikeout. Pitch home. He swings and misses it 0-1. It was a fastball up, and Pinellas tried to hold back, but made that decision a little bit too late. Pinellas at 280 on the season, entering play tonight. The next pitch there for a called strike. It's 0-2. Tonga's not allowed to hit since the second. Sent the Fightins down in order for the first time tonight, last inning in the fourth. 0-2. Pinellas swings, fouls it straight back. It stays no balls, 2 strikes. Pinellas, the 25-year-old, released by the Red Sox in May, picked up by the Phillies a couple of days later, and he's been with Reading ever since. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Out in front of a changeup was Alex Pinellas. He goes down on strikes. Just the 4th strikeout tonight for Jonah Tong. And that'll bring the center fielder, Cade Fergus, to the plate. Fergus 0 for 1 tonight. Also was a strikeout victim his first time up. Reimer at third creeps in towards the cutout. First pitch to Fergus. He swings and he fouls it. Out of play to the right side. It's 0-1. So Reimer's up. Williams at short is straight up, normal depth. Young shaded towards the middle at second. Clifford back and over in the hole at first. Outfield plays pretty normal depth. Shorts and left maybe a couple of steps in from normal. 0-1 to Fergus. Tried to check his swing. Doesn't matter. Pitch was a strike. And it's quickly 0-2 to Cade Fergus. Fergus leads Reading in home runs this year with 9. He's driven in 22. 0 for 3 in his career against Jonah Tong. Here's the pitch. And Fergus takes the changeup in the dirt. It's 1-2. Reading does have bullpen action. The lefty Tristan Garnett is up and throwing. So it seems as if Mitch Newborn's night will be done after 2 innings. 1-2. And Fergus swings and misses. He's down on strikes. So back-to-back strikeouts for Jonah Tong tonight. He's got 5, and 4 of those 5 have come against Pinellas and Fergus.
And a couple of very defensive swings, or non-committal swings, especially 2 of the 3 strikes to Cade Fergus were like he changed his mind or hesitated halfway through the swing, but ultimately swung through him.
So that'll bring Aiden Miller to the plate for the R Phils. First pitch to him is taken for a strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Miller 1 for 2 in tonight's game. Hit a bit of a bleeder for a single on a broken bat on the first. Stung one last time up, but it was caught by the center fielder Benj in straightaway center. 0-1. Miller takes that one for a strike. It's 0-2. He's had some pretty good success against Jonah Tong this year. He's 4 for 8 with a double. So Miller, though, down in the count 0-2. We'll see if he can continue some of that good luck here against Jonah Tong. 0-2. That one's down and in, 1-2. Fastball at 96. So we said Tristan Garnett's up and throwing. It looks like Binghamton's got a righty throwing. So this could be the last inning of work for Tong. He's at 77 pitches. 1-2. Miller swinging a foul ball, third base line. So a couple of our photographers down there jump back. So count stays 1-2 to Miller. A couple of hits this week against Binghamton. And Tong deals. Miller swings and misses out in front of a changeup. So Jonah Tong strikes out the side here in the 5th. He's up to 6 total tonight. And he has retired 8 straight Fightin Phils. So We played 5, we'll head to the 6th. Still a 1-1 ball game here on the Reading Fightin' Phils Radio Network. Back here, top half of the 6th inning. New pitcher is in for the Fightin' Phils. We'll get you that here in a minute. But first, established in 1928, the Manor Golf Club is one of the oldest public courses in eastern Pennsylvania. Located between Philadelphia, Lancaster, and Allentown in Sinking Spring, it offers a true test of golf on a championship-style course. Visit themanorgolfclub.com. So we said that new pitcher in for the Phils here in a 1-1 game in the top of the 6th is Tristan Garnett, making his 4th appearance. No runs allowed over 3 outings so far. First batter, Kevin Parada. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. So very excited to be joined by Christopher DeGrucci. Chris, first of all, thanks so much for joining us. And how's the night been so far?
Oh, it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful out here. We've brought some of my employees and their families and my grandsons for a night out.
So you work with Cass Wright, principal and general manager with them. So I just kind of want to give it a little bit more for people that are wondering at home, kind of what you guys do and what your role entails of.
Well, yeah, Cass Wright Metal is a aluminum sand casting foundry. We're out in Birdsboro. It's been around since 1970. Myself and my partner have owned it for the last 15 years, and got a great team of guys. In fact, one guy tonight, he is celebrating 47 years with the company.
How about that? So 47 years with Cass Wright. Congratulations to him. How long have, so you said about 20 years you've been with the company?
My partner and I have owned it for the last 15.
15 years?
Right.
So
yep.
Kevin Parada walks. That'll bring Nick LaRusso to the plate. So, Christopher, you won the John Paul II Centers auction. Just kind of, talk to us a little bit more about, what the John Paul II Center is and some of the things that it has to offer.
Yeah, that's John Paul II Center. That's they're located out in Shillington area. They've been around since 1982, and they help people, young adults, children through young adults with intellectual problems. And yeah, they have a school there for the younger kids, and then the kids that have graduated at age 21, then they go into like adult care, and they actually do a lot of work with Alvernia and the Doubletree as far as trying to find work for the students. 1
ball, 2 strikes to count to Nick LaRusso. Just fouled off one down the left field line. Once again, Kevin Parada on first. No outs here in the top of the 6th inning. It's a 1-1 ball game between Reading and Binghamton. I'm Jake Starr, excited to be joined by Christopher DeGrucci, the winner of the John Paul II Centers auction. Next pitch home is inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So kind of talk about your involvement, with the John Paul II Center. Why was that something that you wanted to kind of find yourself involved with?
So, well, John Paul II, it has to do with helping out children. And my wife and I, we have a charity that we started back in 2022, and the focus is on programs in Berks County that support children. So we're also we also support MDA, Reading Musical Foundation, and to name a few. And but basically things that revolve around kids in Berks County.
Counts 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Nick LaRusso. 0 for 2 in tonight's ball game. He's flown out the right. He has struck out here in a 1-1 ball game, top half of the 6th inning. Once again, Jake Starr joined by Christopher DeGrucci, winner of the John Paul II Centers auction. Excited to have Chris on air with us tonight. 2-2 is down, 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Nick LaRusso. So let me kind of talk about the charity that you and your wife started. Kind of just want to elaborate kind of more on that. What's kind of inspired you to kind of go into that realm and just get back to the community?
Okay, well, actually, so if I could just start by saying I'm a Alvernia alum.
Awesome.
I'm from back in the 90s, got my undergraduate stuff. But anyway, going to Alvernia had given me and taught me the foundation of giving back to the community. Back in the 90s, my wife and I were involved with the March of Dimes, and from there, we got more involved with other charities, again, evolving around children.
3-2 is hit pretty well out towards deep center. Fergus was back. He plays it well off the wall. Parada just gets to third, and Nick LaRusso's on second with a double. So back-to-back base runners for the Rumble Ponies to start this 6th inning. That'll bring JT Schwartz to the plate. Men on second and third. Still no outs here in the frame. So kind of as you were saying us about you and your wife's charitable giving, kind of what you guys have done, kind of let you continue on that now.
Yeah. So Alvernia is where I got where I learned about this, where they taught me this, and the importance of giving back to the community. So throughout the last, basically it's been 30 years, we've just built upon that. Yeah, again, advancing into other charities to support. So
JT Schwartz, the batter. First pitch to him is a strike. Infield is drawn up for the Phillies, with men on second and third for the Rumble Ponies in this 6th inning. JT Schwartz has been aboard twice. He's singled and he's walked. Also has driven in a run. Garnett's 0-1. Misses a bit outside. It's 1-1. JT Schwartz, 165 hitter this year. He's driven in 18. He's got 5 home runs. He's also doubled 11 times. Garnett looking to get himself out of an early jam. Pitch home is swung on, hit into the air towards shallow left. Mendez in, makes the catch. Tagging from third is Parada. The throw will go towards third. So Parada does score. LaRusso stays put at second, and it's a sacrifice fly for Schwartz, the left. Second RBI tonight, his 20th here this season. So, Chris, our Phil's games, it's something that you, your family, people you've been around, have been out to a bunch before?
yes, this isn't the first time that I've won a full experience. So, in fact, every year, either between the John Paul II Gala or our black and blue event for muscular dystrophy, I'll pick up one of these things for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah. So now it's a great night out. Now this time, we're out here. It's a Thursday night. Normally we would come out on a Saturday or something like that, but we were able to get the guys that work together to come out and enjoy tonight. Tomorrow, they don't have to come in until 7 o'clock. So normally they're in at 5, but since we're out here tonight, let them come in a little bit later.
Get to sleep in a little bit tomorrow.
That's right. That's right.
Well, now, excited to have you back out here at the ballpark. The count's 1-1 here to the 9-hole hitter, Wyatt Young. Pitch home is taken for a called strike. It's 1-2. Young, 0 for 2 in tonight's ball game. He's grounded into a fielder's choice back in the second. He flew out the left in the fourth as Nick LaRusso leads off second. Rumble Ponies on top. It's 2-1. They do have action in their bullpens. Looks like Jonah Tong's night might be done. The 1-2 outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So for people that are, thinking of ways to give back and maybe organizations to get involved in, why is the John Paul II Center kind of a good place to maybe start for someone who's looking for a place to start?
Well, I don't mean to be biased, but my wife and I, a good place to start is anything to do with children. Period. So you have the kids clubs that are in Reading. There's a variety of places you can find. that evolve around kids that are in need of some funds. So, and whether that's funds or even just donating your time.
2 balls, 2 strikes to count here to Wyatt Young. And Garnett fires home, and that's swung on, and that's lofted towards shallow right. Reyes in, he'll play it on a hop, it's a base hit. Around third is LaRusso, here's the throw, home, he is out! What a throw from Felix Reyes in right field. A seed on 1 hop, and they get Nick LaRusso out at home. It's the 3rd outfield assist of the year for Reyes. Wyatt Young did single, he moves to second on the throw. 2 outs in the inning for Chet Williams. Pretty good play there, Chris, don't you say?
That was.
So, for those who, do say, hey, the John Paul II Center is something I want to get involved in, how can they go about doing that?
Well, if you call out there to John Paul II, it's out on Welsh Road in Shillington. Melissa Jablinski, you can contact her and see where you can help. Again, though, there's other agencies too that again involve around kids that just call out there and say, hey, I have a morning time that I could spend with the kids to play ball or whatever. I mean, it's really something. If I could touch on next month, a friend of mine, Greg Whitmire, who owns Core-Mart, we're going up and doing a camp up in New Jersey for MDA, and we're doing a fishing rodeo. So these are with kids that have never fished before. We're bringing up the fishing rods and bait and everything that they need. Last year we did this together, and I tell you, it is so, gosh, it fills your cup to be out there, to be going through with these kids that have never fished before.
1-2 to Williams, swung on and missed. That will end the inning. So in the inning for the Rumble Ponies, they scored 1 run. They did it on 2 hits. A second run saved thanks to a great play by Felix Reyes, and they leave 1 on base. 2-1 Rumble Ponies through 5.5. Christopher DeGrucci, thank you so much for your service to our community, and thanks so much for the time tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We're back after this
Appreciate
on the
it,
Fightin' Phils Radio Network. Bottom half of the 6th inning brings in a new pitcher for the Rumble Ponies here in a 2-1 ball game. It's the righty Carlos Guzman.
Guzman making his 22nd appearance for the Rumble Ponies. He's 2-1 with a 3.46 earned run average. In 26 innings, he's only given up 14 hits, although he has given up 10 runs in the process. 32 strikeouts, just 10 walks.
So Carlos Guzman is in. Final line on Jonah Tung. 5 innings, 3 hits. 1 run. It was earned. 6 strikeouts for the Mets number 2 prospect. So, hey, Redding gets him out of the game through 5. You'll take that. And now he turns over to the bullpen. 2-3-4 to up for the Phils.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Is this is in a way this is a win for it is a win for the Phillies. You're taking out one of the best pitchers in the Eastern League, and Jonah Tung, after 5 innings. So that's a good thing. And now let's see which end of the bullpen we got for Binghamton. On Tuesday, Phils are able to touch up the bullpen for 5 runs. Last night, they didn't touch them. So we'll see what the Phils can do now against this half or this portion of the Binghamton bullpen.
So here is DeMartini. 2-3-4 to up. First pitch, a big swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Carson DeMartini 0 for 2 in tonight's ball game. He has struck out, and he's also reached on an error by the pitcher, Jonah Tong. Here's the pitch, and that's up for a ball. It's 1-1. 96 on that fastball from Carlos Guzman.
John McMillan up in the Fightin's bullpen.
So just 1 inning and done for Tristan Garnett tonight, as it appears. 1-1. And that's down the chute for a called strike. It's 1-2.
Yeah, getting back with the whole Will Crow situation. Of course, Will Crow has started when he is in his time in Reading, but for the most part, when he's been up in Lehigh Valley, he's been working out of the bullpen. So that's why he only goes 3 tonight, and they get 2 out of Noonborn.
1-2. DeMartini swings, fouls it back. Racing to the backstop is Parada, and he makes a terrific catch as he tumbles to the ground up against the backstop on the warning track. What a play by Kevin Parada. Guzman coming in to say thank you to his pitcher, and that'll bring Hendry Mendez to the plate.
Yeah, that's a great play and a couple of counts by Parada. First and foremost, on the hustle aspect of it, because that ball was not very high hit. I mean, it's one thing for a catcher to make a catch on a foul pop-up behind home plate, but it wasn't that high. So Parada had to find it and get there fast, and he did so by sliding his way there. That's a great hustle play by Kevin Parada.
So here's Hendry Mendez, 0 for 2 in tonight's game. Does have an RBI. First pitch, Mendez takes it for a strike. It's 0-1. This day in baseball town history is presented by Body Zone Sports and Wellness, the official workout facility of the Phillies. We'll give you that update after this 0-1 offering. Guzman fires. Mendez takes for a strike, 0-2. June 24th, 1955, 70 years ago today. At Allentown, Roger Maris goes 3 for 4 with a pair of homers, 3 runs scored, and 3 RBI in Reading's 5-4 victory over the Redbirds. Think that Roger Maris guy turned out okay?
Yeah, eventually he did okay.
0-2 the count to Hendry Mendez. Guzman fires. Mendez takes outside. It's 1-2.
I always have to chuckle if you look at, again, the museum that is the concourse here at FirstEnergy Stadium. And obviously the Phillies aspect of it encompasses a good chunk of it, but there is a good portion of it as well dedicated to the early days of baseball here in Reading.
Mendez swings, hits a sky-high fly ball down the right field line. It'll go out to play foul. And it stays 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here to Hendry Mendez.
But one of the things that hangs up is when Roger Maris was playing here in Reading. And, of course, we had a bobblehead for Roger Maris earlier.
His granddaughter was here.
Correct, which was a really cool piece of the puzzle. She lives in Philadelphia, and they were able to bring her up here to get his plaque on the Hall of Fame night when Dusty Wathen was inducted.
1-2. Mendez takes it inside. Actually got a piece of his foot, so Hendry Mendez is hit by a pitch. So he's a 1-out base runner. That'll bring Paul McIntosh to the plate. 86 on a slider. That slid a little bit too much.
Well, one of the things that's down there, hanging up on the wall down there, there's a newspaper clipping from the old Reading Eagle from when Roger Maris was being called up, and his name is spelled wrong. I believe it's spelled M-A-R-A-S, or I think that's how they have it spelled. But it's just kind of funny to see the notion of when Roger Maris is getting called up to Reading and the anticipation of this young prospect coming up.
Here's Paul McIntosh. First pitch home to him. He swings and misses. It's 0-1.
And by the way, if you've never seen it, the movie 61, one of the best baseball movies out there. It really is. Done by Billy Crystal and the whole Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris chase for 61 home runs in 1961. Great movie.
Here's the 0-1 to McIntosh. Takes that one outside. 1-1. It's appropriate that Roger Maris hit 61 home runs in the big leagues because he played at a park that was right off of Route 61.
This is true.
Ball and a strike here to McIntosh, a .310 hitter on the year. Pitch home. He swings and a ground ball right through the hole on the left side, base hit. Paul McIntosh is out of this world hot right now. He has his second hit tonight, and that'll bring Nick Dunn to the plate as the Phillies have a couple on with 1 out.
And what's been great about this run for McIntosh is he's sprayed it around. I mean, he's had the extra bases. He's kind of banged it off the wall. He's hit some home runs and all of it, but he's also sprayed his singles around as well. He is just locked in right now. You mentioned it the last time he was up. There was a pitch that was just off the outside corner. It was a breaking ball from Jonah Tong, and he just kind of fouled it into the catcher's mitts. I mean, if you ever saw when Pete Rose played, he used to do that all the time when he would foul the ball into the catcher's mitt. when he took a pitch. Paul McIntosh is just locked in right now.
Here's Nick Dunn, first pitch home. He swings, hits one in the air towards right. Not deep. Smith over. He gets there, makes the catch. And Mendez does not tag. So it's a fly out the right from Nick Dunn. That's out number 2. But that'll bring Felix Reyes to the plate for the Phillies.
Yeah, I think Dunn just got that one a little bit in on the hands. And DeAndre Smith's got great wheels out there. I mean, the ball hung up in the air for a long time. It's a play that it's kind of a in-between thing for Mendez because initially he's got to make sure it's not going to fall for a base hit, so he kind of has to hang around a little bit. But once Smith got there, probably a ball he wants to tag up on just in case he's at third base, but at the same time you don't want to make that out at third base. So I guess all in all, you play it the safe way with a big bat of Felix Reyes at the plate.
2 outs for Reyes and a 2-1 game. Pitch home. Take that one for a ball. It's 1-0.
Because you don't want to make that out at third base, and then ultimately you're taking the bat out of Felix Reyes' hands if, in fact, DeAndre Smith comes up and makes a good throw.
You got power on power here. Guzman against Felix Reyes. Reyes 1 for 2 tonight. Here's the pitch. Low and away. 2 balls, no strikes. I mean, a home run would be great, obviously, but a base hit also does the trick.
Absolutely.
Score a run.
And it's a good spot here for Reyes at 2-0. I mean, obviously, with runners at first and second, he's looking. You got to think he lock in on a spot here at 2-0.
2 outs, 2-1 game. And stepping off is Carlos Guzman.
Yeah, I don't think that had anything to do with it. I'm not sure if Guzman just kind of tired of waiting or just had maybe a second thoughts about what he wanted to throw there because there was no reason for him. Hendry Mendez wasn't making him nervous at second base. I think that was just something internally for Guzman to step off the mound.
2-0. Reyes swings in a chopper to third. Charging is Reimer. He'll field it at third, touch the bag, and that will retire the side here in the inning. So that will retire the side in the frame. 5 unassisted goes the fielder's choice. Mendez out at third. So in the inning, no runs, 1 hit, and no errors, and 2 left on base for the Fightin' Phils. 2/3 the way home here in Baseball Town. We will head to the bottom of the 6th. Fightin' Phils trail it 2-1. We go to the top half of the 7th inning. Presented by White Star Travel, the official group sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils. Visit whitestartours.com for more. So 2-1 ball game. Fightin' Phils trail by 1 in the Rumble Ponies. New pitcher in for Reading. It's the righty John McMillan.
McMillan making his 16th appearance in a Fightin' Phils uniform. 0-1 with a 4.91 earned run average in 14 2/3 innings. He's given up 11 hits. He has struck out 19, but he has walked 10. Also given up a couple of home runs.
So it'll be 2, 3, 4 due up for the Rumble Ponies here in the frame. Carson Benj will lead things off. Benj who's 1 for 3 in tonight's ball game. Will dig on in from the left side. First pitch is outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Benj hitting right at .333 on the season. He's got 3 home runs, 10 RBI. His 18th Double-A game. The next pitch is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. So 4th pitcher of the night is John McMillan. Pitch shown is at the belt for a called strike. It's 2-1. First appearance of the week for McMillan. Last pitch Sunday against Portland was a scoreless inning. Struck out a couple of batters. Did not allow a hit either. 2-1. Swung on, lifted into the air. Third base side, foul territory. Carson DiMartini gives it a look, but it's out of play. It's 2-2.
Well, obviously, for McMillan in the bullpen right now, their job is to just try to hold water against this Rumble Pony lineup that can be explosive.
2-2. Up and away. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Of course, you're going through the part of the lineup right now that is the most dangerous. Benj, Clifford, Reimer. Reese Williams not due up in this inning. 3-2. Swinging a ground ball towards second. Dunn to his left, gobbles it up, fires the first in time, and that is out number 1. So Benj retired. That'll bring Ryan Clifford to the plate for the Rumble Ponies.
Good sign there from McMillan after falling behind 2-0. That has been one of the issues for McMillan, and sometimes just tries to be too fine as a pitcher and can get himself in some trouble either with walks or just getting behind in the count. But it's very much of a situation, and we've talked about this so much with Al Padrique over the course of the season.
First pitch swung on, ground ball to first. Scooped up by Pinellas nicely. He'll take it to the bag himself, and Ryan Clifford is retired, so 2 quick outs in this top of the 7th for John McMillan, and that'll bring the third baseman Jacob Reimer to the plate.
But just to finish the thought about the skipper, and it's one of the things he's talked about, and really a lot at the beginning of the season, I think this bullpen has gotten better with it, and that is that the way he put it was our pitchers give their hitters, and when he says their hitters, he's talking about all hitters, too much respect.
First pitch to Reimer, outside for a ball. It's 1-0.
And what that means is you're not disrespecting them. It's giving them too much respect, thinking you've got to throw perfect pitches. Look, there's times where you can throw a bad pitch, and they're going to hit a ground ball to short.
Pitch shown. Swung on and a chopper to
Ground
short.
ball to
2
short.
hops for Miller. Fires the first. It's in time, and that will retire the side in the 7th. So all in all, it's a 1-2-3 inning for John McMillan. It's stretch time here in Baseball Town. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. The Rumble Ponies still on top, 2-1. Bottom half of the 7th inning is brought to you by Swartz Culleton PC. If you or a loved one been injured, get justice. Call Swartz Culleton today at 1-800-JUSTICE. So 2-1 our score. Rumble Ponies on top of the Phillies. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Carlos Guzman's back out for another inning of work, and it'll be 7-8-9. Set to come to the plate here for the Phillies. Caleb Ricketts will lead us off here in the frame. Caleb Ricketts digs in from the left-handed batter's box. Ricketts, who's 0 for 2 in tonight's game. Couple of hard ground outs to second base. The first pitch is up and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Tommy McCullum getting loose in the Fightin Phillies bullpen. 1-0 is swung on, fouled straight back. It's 1-1. So looks like it's going to be one and done for McMillan. And the Rumble Ponies have the 22-year-old Ryan Lambert going to their bullpen. So see how much longer the leash is here on Carlos Guzman. Here's the 1-1. Ricketts takes a breaking pitch a bit inside, 2-1. Ricketts just looking to find some green grass and really get that bat going, like we saw last year here in Reading. Pitch home, swing and a miss, 2-2, over top of a cutter at 87.
Yeah, the weird thing is that when Caleb Ricketts came back from his injury after being out for a while with a broken hand, he came here having had a good night in Jersey Shore and was really swinging a good bat when he got here.
The pitch, swing and a miss, struck him out over top of a cutter again. So Ricketts goes down on strikes. First strikeout for Guzman. 7th overall for Binghamton pitching tonight. And that'll bring Alex Benellis to the plate. Benellis 0 for 2 tonight, couple of strikeouts. Both came against the starter Tong. First pitch, Benellis swings. That's a broken bat, fly ball, shallow center. Williams out, Benj in. Benj, the center fielder, makes the call on the catch. And that is out number 2. And that'll bring Cade Fergus to the plate.
Interesting situation there just because of the two players. Williams has played center field the last 2 nights. He comes up as a shortstop. I think the Mets are trying him out in center field just to see what kind of versatility he gives them. But have him at shortstop tonight with Benj, who is their top pick from last year coming in. He was in left field last night, in center field tonight.
That'll bring Cade Fergus to the plate. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Guzman's first pitch is taken at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. 2-1 ball game. Rumble Ponies on top. Was a run in the 2nd and a run in the 6th. Reading's lone run came way back in the 1st. The 0-1 is waved on a whiff by Fergus. 0-2. Change up in the dirt from Guzman. Fergus 0 for 2 so far tonight. Couple of strikeouts for the right-handed center fielder. 0-2. And Fergus swings, fouls it straight down. Got a piece of a slider. And it'll stay no balls and 2 strikes. Oh, 2 again, 2 outs to Cade Fergus. Guzman deals. Fergus takes it inside corner, called strike 3. That'll retire the side. Couple of strikeouts in a 1-2-3. 7th inning for Carlos Guzman. So we're through 7. Rumble Ponies still on top. They lead it 2-1. Go to the top half of the 8th inning, 2-1 ball game. Fightin Phils trail the Rumble Ponies, and we'll take over the play-by-play and hopefully call us into a comeback win tonight. It's Bob McCool.
Well, John McMillan back out there to pitch the 8th. Fightin Phils trailing 2-1. 2 runs, 7 hits. Couple errors for Binghamton, a run on 4 hits, and no errors for the Fightin Phils. Chick-fil-A is serving quality food and has been that's been their priority since day one. From chicken sandwiches and nuggets to their famous waffle fries, there's something for everyone on the menu. Visit them at Broadcasting Square in Wyomissing, Fifth Street Highway in Reading, and Exeter Commons in Exeter. Chick-fil-A, proud 2025 Fightin Phils team feed partner. DeAndre Smith leads it off for the Rumble Ponies. He has scored 1 of the 2 runs for Binghamton, and he gets hit by a pitch up and in, and it catches Smith on the left arm or elbow, it looked like. And so he is the second batter hit tonight by Binghamton, or for Binghamton, and the 3rd of this series. Chris Suero was hit last night. Kevin Parada hit earlier in the game, and now Smith. Parada is the on-deck hitter. Well, he's due up. But right now, tending to DeAndre Smith as the fastball from McMillan got away from him up and in. So Paul McIntosh will head out, have a conversation with the veteran pitcher. Smith now to his feet. Again, not sure if that looked like it got the arm or the elbow for Smith. So he's on first base now to lead off this 8th inning. Again, in a 2-1 game, McMillan just trying to hold it down here and hope that the offense can come through for the Phils, with now 6 outs left to go for Reading. Parado now will bat. As I said, he was hit by a pitch, also walked and struck out in 3 plate appearances. So officially he's 0 for 1. He also scored the other run for the Rumble Ponies. He led off the 6th inning with a walk and came around to score. Sacrifice fly by J.T. Schwartz brought in what is right now the go-ahead run in this ballgame. First pitch to Parada is a curveball and a good one from McMillan. Locked him up. And it's no balls and a strike. Keep an eye on DeAndre Smith. He does have good wheels at first base. Stolen 10 bases in 12 attempts. And a pickoff attempt. Smith's lead a little bit too long for John McMillan's comfort, so he'll make the pickoff attempt. So McMillan from the stretch. Smith bluffing as if he's going to take off, and another good slider there from McMillan. Back-to-back sliders to Parada. And this time Parada swings through it. It's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Will Crow started. He went 3. Mitch Noonborn then went 2. Tristan Garnett pitched the 6th. And McMillan the 7th, and now here in the 8th. 0-2 pitch. Into dirt. It's 1-2. Mentioned this earlier about Parada, that he was a highly regarded prospect in the Mets organization the last couple of seasons after being drafted number 1 or in the first round and number 11 overall out of Georgia Tech. He had a great career at Georgia Tech. In 2 years at Georgia Tech, he hit .340 and had 35 home runs and 130 RBIs and signed a $5 million signing bonus with the Mets, but it really hasn't played out so far in his career in the minors. It's been better this year in his 2nd season with the Rumble Ponies at .254 when this game began, and 8 home runs and 33 RBIs. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to him right now. And McMillan goes back to that slider, and lots of pauses there, waiting to find out whether or not it was strike 3 or ball 3, and it's ball 3 just outside. So the count is full to Parada. Smith, the leadoff base runner, he was hit by a pitch. Top half of the 8th in a 2-1 game. Smith takes off. The pitch is ball 4. It will not matter. So Smith is at second base. Parada, the runner at first on the walk. First walk given up by McMillan, and he's got himself in a jam here in the 8th. Seems like we've said this a couple of times in this game tonight. The Rumble Ponies have had 2 men on and nobody out to start the 2nd, the 3rd, and again in the 6th. They were able to score a run in the 2nd and the 6th. Will Crow able to pitch out of trouble in the third. Brad Bergeson is now going to take a walk to the mound and talk to John McMillan. Tommy McCullum, has been up in the Fightin's bullpen, so he's loose. So this isn't any means of a stall tactic on the part of Brad Bergeson to get McCullum loose, because he's been up for a while.
Yeah, if McMillan can't get out of this the next batter or two, it would shock me if they do go to Tommy McCullum at some point here in the 8th, because you're really trying to keep this deficit where it's at.
Well, this is a pretty long conversation on the mound.
Which I think is part also settle him down, part give McCullum a chance to get some more pitches in.
So runners at first and second, nobody out. Nick LaRussa is the hitter. LaRussa 1 for 3 tonight with a double. He's got 4 hits now in the series, 4 for 11 with a couple of doubles. A couple of RBIs as well, that in last night's game. First pitch drives this one deep to center field. Fergus back to the track, and that one is not coming back. A 3-run home run for Nick LaRussa, and the Binghamton Rumble Ponies suddenly have a 5-1 advantage. Home run number 6 on the year for LaRussa. RBIs number 41, 42, and 43.
It was a all-speed pitch at 85 from John McMillan, pretty much right down the middle. It was a cutter, and left the bat at 107, was 417 feet. So hit by pitch, a walk, and then a home run to give the Rumble Ponies a much bigger cushion.
Certainly changes the complexion of this game around right now with J.T. Schwartz now at the plate. Still nobody out in the inning. First pitch to Schwartz is there for a strike. Schwartz 1 for 1 on the night. Single with an RBI in the second inning. Walked in the fourth and a sacrifice fly and an RBI in the sixth. 0-1 pitch to the left-hand hitter is there for a called strike 2. So now Schwartz is throwing strikes, but again, as Jake said, the hit by pitch and the walk is what opens up and changes the complexion of this ballgame. With the 3-run home run to follow. So the Phils looking to hang close and hope to score some runs and win it. Now we'll have a whole lot more of a hole to dig out of. Down 5-1. And still nobody out here in the 8th. 0-2 pitch. Swinging to dirt. Schwartz chases it. Paul McIntosh will pick it up, throw to first for the out, and that's finally out number 1 here in inning number 8. First strikeout for McMillan. Brings up Wyatt Young. Young 1 for 3 on the night, singled his last time up. He's got 3 hits in the series, 3 for 9 in total, batting out of the 9 spot in all 3 games. Left-handed hitter, middle infielder, played shortstop in game 1 and 2, playing at second tonight. First pitch to him is up high for a ball. Top of the order, and Jet Williams in the on-deck circle for the Rumble Ponies. Now Pedrique up a step higher in the dugout than he normally is.
21 pitches for John McMillan.
And that 22nd pitch is there for a called strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike now to Wyatt Young. Skipper's usually down with his feet on the base of the dugout, but he's up a step now. And it's now 2 balls and a strike, making me think that this might be the last batter that McMillan faces. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2. Back with the slider there on Young. Young started and stopped. They'll appeal. He did not go around, so now the count is full. There is action in the Rumble Pony bullpen as well, to indicate that maybe Carlos Guzman's night is over after 2 innings. Swing and a miss, strike 3, And McMillan comes back to get Wyatt Young for the second out.
Ryan Lambert, the righty, still throwing for the Rumble Ponies, so it looks like he will get the bottom half of the 8th inning, perhaps maybe the 9th, depending on how that goes.
It looks like McMillan will stay out there now with Jet Williams coming to the plate. Williams 0 for 4 so far on the night. Now 3 for 13 in the series. And the first pitch to him is outside for a ball. Williams with 2 hits in game 1, a hit in last night's game. The 1-0 pitch beats this one fouled on the third base line. Andrew Mendez will have to go chase it down in foul territory. So once he gets set back in left field, we're set to go back to play at 1-1. Ripped into left field. Mendez turns and looks, and we'll say goodbye to that as well. Jet Williams adds on for the Rumble Ponies with a solo home run to make it 6-1.
Yeah, Jet Williams gave that one a ride. It was a slider at 85 that just kind of hung up over the heart of the plate. Williams goes 369 feet on at 103 off the bat. And the Rumble Ponies have really broken it open this inning, but it looks like they're going to leave McMillan in, just try to get him to get out of this inning.
9th home run of the year for Williams, his 32nd RBI of the year. And that brings up Carson Bench. First pitch to Benj is down low for a ball. Benj is 1 for 4 on the night and now 2 for 9 in the series. Top half of the 8th inning. Binghamton's changed it from a 2-1 game to a 6-1 game as Benj lifts this one into shallow left field. Henry Mendez will call for it and catch it for the third and final out. But the damage is done as the Rumble Ponies play long ball here in the 8th. They put 4 across. They did it on 2 hits, but they were both home runs. No errors and nobody left. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. It's now a 6-1 game in favor of Binghamton. The Alvernia University Gold Wolves call the bullpen has been made for the Rumble Ponies yet again, and this time it'll be right-hander Ryan Lambert who comes on for Binghamton.
Ryan Lambert in for the Rumble Ponies, making his 24th appearance. He's 2-1. He's got a 2.16 ERA, 25 innings pitched, 18 hits allowed, 17 walks, 36 strikeouts, 205 opponent's batting average against Lambert this year.
He will face the top of the order for the Fightin' Phils. That's Aiden Miller, Carson DiMartini, and Henry Mendez. So 6 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for the Rumble Ponies. A run on 4 hits for the Fightin' Phils. They have not committed an error. And Aiden Miller, who got the game started off good in a good way for the Phils by getting a run across to the top of the bottom of the first. Unfortunately, that's been it for Reading. And the first pitch to Miller here is outside for ball. Miller singled, stole second, went to third on the throw, and then scored on an RBI from Henry Mendez. For the Phils, what turns out right now their lone run. 1 for 3 on the night. 1-0 pitch. Fouled away. It's 1 ball and 1 strike now.
2 solid innings for Carlos Guzman. 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and a couple of strikeouts for Guzman in tonight's outing.
Lambert with a long look in, 1-1 pitch. And Miller will take that on the outside corner for strike 2. And Chris DiMartini on deck circle to be followed by Hendry Mendez here in the 8th.
I mean, got the top of the order up, so these are the guys that if you're going to work a comeback, I can do it.
Miller lines this one down the first base line, but slicing foul. Hit it well, but foul. Take a look at our Fight Phil's team leaders presented by the Pennsylvania Army National Guard, and due up third in this inning, Hendry Mendez, who's looking for his first hit tonight, but among the Eastern League leaders with his team-high 80 hits on the season. Hendry Mendez coming into play tonight, 8th in the Eastern League with his 80 hits. Chet Williams is 4th in the Eastern League now with 88 hits after his home run in the last inning. Miller takes that up high. It's 2-2. Max Anderson for Erie, who's just a hitting machine with 99 hits. We saw him a couple weeks ago when Erie was here, and that guy just flat out hits.
That's all he does.
He is unbelievable. 2-2 pitch is outside and away. It's 3-2. We talked about that when he was here. You look at Max Anderson, and there's nothing about him on the eye chart that jumps out at you, and then put a bat in his hand, and all of a sudden you go, well, all right, he's on again. Well, he's got another hit. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Miller. Way inside ball 4, so Miller does his job. He gets on base to start the 8th.
First time that Aiden Miller has walked tonight. That's his 47th of the season. Enter play tonight, 6th in the league in base on balls. Well, he's got a stolen base once tonight. See if maybe they try and test out Lambert here.
Yeah, you don't know. Down by 5 runs. The Phils need base runners, whether or not they'll have Miller get in motion here or not. With DiMartini at the plate, he's 0 for 3. Was safe on an error back in the 3rd inning. First pitch to him, swings and fouls it down the third base line and hooking onto the deck in left field. Both decks on the third base side, grandstand on the third base side and first base side, pretty filled up tonight. Good crowd on hand on the veranda at the Redner's Event Center as well. Fireworks to follow tonight's ball game. The 0-1 pitch coming to Carson DiMartini. Started and stopped, and it's over for a called strike 2. Fastball at 97 from Lambert. Lambert, graduate of the University of Oklahoma. Right-handed pitcher, comes with his 0-2 pitch. That's up and away for 1 ball and 2 strike count.
Tommy McCullum continues to throw in the Reading bullpen, so it looks like he will get the 9th inning. Obviously, it's not going to be a save situation, or maybe it will. We'll certainly take that.
To be determined.
Just needs work. Hasn't pitched yet this week.
1-2 pitch to DiMartini. Started again and stopped, and the count it's 2-2 as the ball's up high.
DiMartini no hits tonight, but he's worked some good at-bats. Couple against Jonah Tong, another lengthy one here against Ryan Lambert.
Did get on base back in the 3rd inning on an error on Jonah Tong, and then stole a bag as well. 2-2 pitch coming to him. Lifts this one straight away center field. Benj going back, still drifting back, but has room shy of the warning track for out number 1.
He hit it well, 347 feet, 94 off the bat, but just a little bit under it as DiMartini. He's put some better swings on baseballs the last couple of nights. Now it's just a matter of, like I said, of Miller, just finding some green grass. You see 1 or 2 down, the confidence picks up, and we saw with Jersey Shore how quickly DiMartini can get red hot.
So that bring up Hendry Mendez. Miller at first base now and 1 out, and now he takes off for second. Pitch up high, Parada's throw down is not in time, and Miller has himself another stolen base.
Another 2 stolen base night for him, his 37th this season.
So Mendez kind of a productive 0 for so far tonight. Grounded out in his first inning and drove in a run with it and was hit by a pitch as well. So 0 for 2 officially with an RBI and been on base once. And that's inside, almost hit him again. 2-0.
We talked about Aiden Miller last night, just how you feel like a hot streak is coming. Here's the other thing, once that hot streak does come, the amount of stolen bases he's going to get once he's on base that much more. He's got 37. He's on base at a 340 clip. What if that number's up to 380 at some point, man? He's going to steal a lot of bases.
Mendez fists this one foul. It'll drift into the 67 club, and it's 2 balls and a strike. I'm curious if you would have asked the Phillies organization to project what you think Aiden Miller will have in the stolen base category. I guarantee you the first number being 3 would never even have entered into their consciousness. And he is going to be well over into the 4s at least, as this pitch is inside again to Mendez. It's 3-1.
I mean, look, after tonight, 44 more games left in the season. He's at 37.
50's a realistic possibility.
I think 50's the number. That's the target right there.
Right. He takes his lead off of second, and it's 3 balls and a strike to Mendez. Lined up the middle, and it's a base hit. Aiden Miller will be waved around, and he will score as the throw is cut off, and Hendry Mendez has himself another RBI, and it's now a 6-2 ball game.
Yeah, good piece of hitting by Mendez. Took a 97-mile-per-hour fastball and just sends it right back through the middle. Miller scores, so you get a run back. That's good to see. Mendez, who's been one of the best hitters in the Eastern League this year, does that, and going to get a mound visit here from the pitching coach, Dan McKinney.
Yeah, go out and settle Lambert down just a little bit. Make sure you remind him, it is a 6-2 game. You're okay. Man on first, 1 out. But you got Paul McIntosh at the plate, as we've been talking about tonight. And really since the All-Star break ended, Paul McIntosh has been swinging a hot bat. He's got 2 more hits tonight. Batting average now well over 300, going into the game at 307, and now 2 for 3 tonight. So this is probably very much of a let's just be pretty careful with this guy kind of moment.
Yeah, McIntosh, 2 hits tonight. He's up to a 10-game hitting streak. Entering play tonight, McIntosh over the hitting streak, hitting .484, an OPS of 1330. 6 doubles, 6 RBIs. He's been on a different planet. I mean, he was sitting down around 230 about 3-4 weeks ago. He's up to over 310 now. He's at 315 to be exact.
So Lambert back to work. First pitch locks him up a little bit with a cutter. It's no balls and a strike to McIntosh.
39th game he's played for Reading. Really wasn't an everyday guy. And of course he missed about a month of a knee injury, but he's an everyday guy right now.
Got to have that bat in the middle of this lineup. 0-1 pitch to him. Is way outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, we mentioned this last night because with Caleb Ricketts and McIntosh being the 2 active catchers on the roster, you don't necessarily like having both your guys in there as a DH, but you got to get McIntosh's bat in that lineup. So he was a DH. He is behind the plate tonight. 1 ball and 1 strike to him here. That's up high. It's 2-1. That's the other thing. Not only is he locked in at the plate, he is not going outside of his. Not only not out of the strike zone, it's out of his strike zone.
Yeah, not at all.
So it's 2 balls and a strike to him right now as Mendez takes his lead off of first. Comes back with that cutter again and kind of locked him up a little bit. That pitch, he's thrown it to him twice, and it's kind of fooled McIntosh a little bit. He has a question for home plate umpire Chad Patterson, I think, just to ask him exactly where it was. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to McIntosh. Lifts this one into shallow right field. DeAndre Smith has it lined up as he charges in. He'll make the catch, and that's out number 2.
Yeah, fastball 97, top of the zone, and Lambert got McIntosh to do exactly what he wanted him to do, and that's just kind of get under it and pop it up. Lambert makes the play, so 2 outs here in the 8th brings Nick Dunn to the plate.
Dunn 0 for 3 on the night. 3 for 10 now in this series, including a home run in game 1. The Phils came from behind by 3 runs in that first game and ultimately won it 6-3. They're down by 4 here as Dunn takes the first pitch over for a called strike 1. 6-2, Rumble Ponies lead it in the bottom half of the 8th inning.
Rumble Ponies also do have bullpen action. It's Cam Foster up and throwing.
No balls and a strike to the left-hand hitting Nick Dunn. Lines this one into right field. That's going to be a base hit and down for DeAndre Smith to run it down. It's going to allow Mendez to come around to third base as the throw into the infield is cut off. So the Phils with runners at the corners and 2 outs.
First hit tonight for Nick Dunn. It was an off-speed pitch inside, and he just gets enough on it to fist it down the right field line. So Nick Dunn, I mean, he's been a pretty consistent presence in this lineup, almost the everyday second baseman the last week or so. And look, you bring Felix Reyes up, you're down 4, you got 2 on here in the 8th. You know what Felix Reyes can do. You're one swing of the bat away from this game feeling a lot closer.
Well, if it wasn't Paul McIntosh that you went up in this spot, it'd probably be Felix Reyes, who is 1 for 3 on the night. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. First pitch, and he went for it all right there. Comes up empty.
All right, now this is where you kind of got to settle yourself in. I know there's only 1 strike, but shorten up. You poke something through that wide open hole on the right side, you get another run, you keep the line moving.
Dunn takes his lead off of first. Mendez off of third. 0-1 pitch into dirt. No, it wasn't. I thought it was, but from my perspective, but it's a called strike 2.
That's a good cutter there from Ryan Lambert.
So now no balls and 2 strikes to Felix Reyes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 98 on the radar gun goes by Felix Reyes, and that'll do it for the Phils in the 8th. They do put a run across. They do it on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 men left. 8 complete, 6-2. Rumble Ponies on top. Alberta University Golden Wolves call the bullpen here in the top half of the 9th inning. It is Tommy McCullum into the game.
Tommy McCullum is in, making appearance number 22. 0-2, a 2.45 ERA this year. 29 1/3 innings pitched, 19 hits. He's struck out 31. He's walked just 6. Opponents 176 against. McCullum 3 home runs allowed this year. So it's not a safe situation for him, but Fightin Phillies need to get Tommy some work. Has not pitched yet this week.
Tonight's attendance at FirstEnergy Stadium, 5,818. Thanks to our friends at PSECU for presenting tonight's attendance. PSECU is proud to be one of the largest credit unions in Pennsylvania. So McCullum will face 3, 4, and 5 in the Rumble Pony lineup. That's Ryan Clifford, Jacob Reimer, and DeAndre Smith. First pitch to Clifford is drilled into center field, but Cade Fergus will drift back a little bit further than he thought initially, and he'll make the catch just shy of the warning track for out number 1.
So the final line on John McMillan tonight, 2 innings, 2 hits, 4 runs, all earned, a walk and 2 strikeouts. And of course, the 2 home runs were costly there for McMillan.
So that'll big up Jacob Reimer. Reimer 1 for 4 on the night with a base hit back in the 5th inning. The first pitch to him is over for a called strike 1. Tommy McCullum, the 25-year-old right-hander, delivers. Pitch this one is up high, make it 1 ball and 1 strike. And comes back low this time. It's 2-1. And misses again. It's 3 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss. Comes back and gets him to get it up over the top of a cutter to run the count full. Will Crow went the first 3. Mitch Noonborn went 2. Tristan Garnett an inning, then McMillan 2. As this one is lifted straight away center field. Give me another play for Fergus. This time he'll drift back to his left. And right on the base of the warning track will make the catch. So a couple long fly balls, but not that deep that Cade Fergus couldn't grab them for 2 outs here in the in the 9th inning. And I'll bring up DeAndre Smith. Smith's been on base twice and scored a couple of runs. Singled and scored in the 2nd, hit by pitch and scored a run in the 8th. Struck out and grounded out in his other 2 plate appearances. Cullum delivers pitch number 1 in the dirt. Chuck King will get the start tomorrow for the Fightin' Phils. R.J. Gordon will get the start for Binghamton. 7 o'clock first pitch on a Fiesta Friday here at FirstEnergy Stadium. There's one up the middle, and that's going to be into center field. And DeAndre Smith is on base for the 3rd time in this ballgame, and the 10th hit of the night for Binghamton. So Rumble Ponies racked up 11 hits last night, now in double figures again tonight with 10. That'll bring Kevin Parada to the plate. He's been on base 3 times tonight. Hit by pitch and a couple of walks, and he's also scored 2 runs. Officially 0 for 1 with a strikeout back into 3rd. Smith, good size lead off at first. Late swing here from Parada, and it's no balls and a strike. And right back with strike 2 looking. It's no balls and 2 strikes now to Kevin Parada. The Rumble Ponies will have a 4th pitcher in for themselves, and looks like in the bottom of the 9th inning. Runner takes off from first, and a swing and a miss, and Parada goes down swinging. And that will end the inning for Binghamton here in the 9th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Phils will try to rally. They're down 6-2. Well, the Alberta University Golden Wolves call the bullpen has been made, and it will be the right-hander Cam Foster who will come in now for Binghamton.
Cam Foster making his 19th appearance, 4-1, a 1.05 ERA, 25 2/3 innings pitched, 17 hits, 5 walks, 33 strikeouts, 185 opponents average against Cam Foster this season.
So the Fightin' Phils down to their last shot here. They're down 6-2. It'll be Caleb Ricketts, Alex Pinellas, and Cade Fergus due up for the Fightin' Phils here in the 9th. Face the 6'5" right-hander and Cam Foster, native of Houston, Texas. Drafted by the Mets in the 14th round back in 2022 out of McNeese State. So Ricketts will lead it off. Ricketts 0 for 3 on the night. Phils haven't gotten anything out of the bottom 3 in their lineup that are due up in this inning. A collective 0 for 9 so far. Hoping for a better fate in their 4th trip to the plate. And the first pitch to Ricketts is over for a called strike 1. Jonah Tong went the first 5. Carlos Guzman went innings 6 and 7. Ryan Lambert pitching the 8th. And now Cam Foster to try to finish it off. Swinging a foul tip, and Ricketts quickly behind, no balls and 2 strikes. This would not be a save situation with a 4-run difference on the scoreboard. 3-run difference, different story. So Foster goes to work 0-2. Misses up and away, it's 1-2. Two lefties to start this inning, and Ricketts and the on-deck hitter in Pinellas against the right-hander Foster. And a foul tip straight back off the bat of Ricketts. And fireworks to follow when this game is over. Same thing for tomorrow night and Saturday as well. 1-2 pitch to Ricketts. Up and in, 2-2. For Saturday is a Mega Blast fireworks to follow Harry Potter night as well on Saturday night. And then the Fanatic is here on Sunday. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 as Ricketts goes down swinging. Out number 1 here in the ninth.
Final line for Ryan Lambert, an inning, 2 hits, 1 run. It was there, and a walk and a strikeout.
So Pinellas now bats. He's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts as well. First pitch to him. Just misses outside. It's 0-1. So right now, 7, 8, 9 in the Phils order tonight. 0 for 10 with a combined 7 strikeouts. 1-0 pitch to Pinellas. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Foul tipped into the commit of Parada. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Pinellas. 97 on the radar gun from Cam Foster. Rolls it towards second. Wyatt Young has it and will make the play to first base in plenty of time for out number 2. And the Phils are down to their last at bat now, or last out now, in the presence of Cade Fergus.
Oh, now it's going to be a pinch hitter.
Oh, it is.
Leandro
It's
Pineda.
Leandro Pineda. You are correct. So they'll send up the left-hand hitter, Leandro Pineda, to the plate. They're hoping for a different fate with Pineda at the plate. Pineda on base with a hit by pitch last night, 1 for 5 in the series. Picked up a hit in the opening day of the series on Tuesday. The game the Phils won 6-3. First pitch to him. That's there for a called strike 1. Top of the order, and Aiden Miller in the on-deck circle if Pineda can reach. Lifts this one straight up, shallow right field. DeAndre Smith, Carson Benj over, and the center fielder will call it for it and make the catch, and that will retire the side. The Phils go in order in the ninth. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. And the Binghamton Rumble Ponies win it for the 2nd straight night here at FirstEnergy Stadium. The final score, the Rumble Ponies 6, the Fightin' Phils 2. We'll take a timeout back on the Right Fightin' Phils radio network with our White Star Travel postgame show right after this. Tonight's postgame show is presented by White Star Travel, the official group sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils. Visit whitestartours.com for more information. Well, after the Phils won game 1 of this series 6-3, doing so in a comeback fashion, they could not do that in tonight's ball game, as Binghamton puts up a 4 spot in the top of the 8th, giving themselves enough of a cushion. And even though the Phils can't want a run back in the bottom half of the 8th, it was not enough. And the Binghamton Rumble Ponies take the win by a final score of 6-2 and make it 2 in a row in this series. And the Phils will try to even the series back up again tomorrow. Again, 7 o'clock is first pitch here at FirstEnergy Stadium. So 6-2 is our final score. We'll take a timeout. We come back and Reading Fightin' Phils Radio Network on our White Star Travel postgame show. We'll tell you how this one unfolded and run down the scoring when we come back right after this. Welcome back to our White Star Travel postgame show. Again, the Binghamton Rumble Ponies with the win. They win it by a final score of 6-2. We'll tell you how it unfolded with a couple of right-handers in Jonah Tong and Will Crow going after one another tonight here at the ballpark to start. And the Rumble Ponies got on the board first. They did so in the second inning as DeAndre Smith led it off with a single. Then Kevin Parada was hit by a pitch to put 2 on and nobody out after Will Crow was able to induce a fly ball from Nick LaRusso, in which DeAndre Smith tagged up and moved up to third base. J.T. Schwartz followed with a single that brought home DeAndre Smith, and the Rumble Ponies took a lead 1-0. I skipped ahead because the Phils did actually score first in this one. Aiden Miller got it started against Jonah Tong, who came in with a Eastern League leading 1.71 earned run average. And Aiden Miller started with an opposite field single, then stole second base, his 35th stolen base of the season with that swipe in the first inning. Actually, his 36th stolen base of the season. And on the throw from catcher Kevin Parada, it sailed into center field. Miller got up and went to third base. So he was at third with nobody out. And after a strikeout to Carson DiMartini, Henry Mendez hit a ground ball to second base that allowed Miller to score. It was the 41st RBI of the year for Henry Mendez, and the Phils led it 1-0. And then an RBI single by J.T. Schwartz tied the game at 1 apiece. It stayed that way until the 6th inning. Will Crow goes 3 innings tonight. Mitch Newborn took over in the 4th and 5th. Then Tristan Garnett came in the 6th and walked the first batter he faced in Kevin Parada. And then Nick LaRusso drove one to center field to put runners at second and third on LaRusso's 22nd double of the year. J.T. Schwartz then brought home Parada with a fly ball to left field, and the Rumble Ponies took a lead at 2-1. It stayed that way right up until the 8th inning. John McMillan pitched a clean 7th inning, but ran into trouble in the 8th, and it was another hit by pitch. The Fightin' Phils tonight as a team walked 4 and hit 2, and it hurt them tonight. one of those walks, as I just mentioned, Kevin Parada scored in the 6th, and then McMillan hits DeAndre Smith to start the inning and then follows that up by walking Kevin Parada. And then Nick LaRussa was the next man up, and he had a towering home run for a 3-run drive that was his 6th home run of the season, his 42nd, 41, 42, and 43 RBIs now in the year for LaRussa. The 3-run bomb made it a 5-1 game, and then after a couple outs, Jet Williams hit a line drive home run for his 9th home run of the year, the solo home run, his 32nd RBI of the year, and the 4 spot in the top half of the 8th broke this thing open. The Phillies came back in the bottom half of the 8th inning, and Aiden Miller got it started by leading off the inning with the walk, then stole second base after DeMartini flew out to center field. Hendry Mendez singled up the middle to bring home Aiden Miller. 2nd RBI of the night for Hendry Mendez, his 42nd of the year. It made it a 4-2 game, but that was all the Phils could muster as Cam Foster came in the 9th inning and set the Phils down 1-2-3 in the 9th. So the Rumble Ponies win it for a 2nd straight game and have a 2-1 lead now in this series. For the Rumble Ponies, 6 runs on 10 hits, 2 errors, and 9 men left on base. For the Fightin' Phils, 2 runs on 6 hits, no errors. They left 7 on base. Jonah Tong continues his impressive 2025 season. The number 2 prospect in the New York Mets organization is now 8-4 on the season. Tristan Garnett takes the loss. He is 0-1. Game played in 2 hours and 43 minutes and played in front of 5,818 here at FirstEnergy Stadium. They're waiting around for a fireworks show that'll be getting underway in just a matter of minutes here at FirstEnergy Stadium. There'll be another tomorrow night after tomorrow night's Fiesta Friday night here at the ballpark. First pitch is at 7 o'clock. Matchup is Chuck King for the Fightin' Phils. R.J. Gordon will get the start for the Rumble Ponies. Then back here at Saturday at 6:45, and it'll be Harry Potter night and a Mega Blast fireworks, the largest fireworks show in stadium history. And then Sunday, the series wraps up at 5:15. Phils and Rumble Ponies, and the Philly Fanatic will be here to do his thing and entertain for you at FirstEnergy Stadium. So with the win, Binghamton now is 16-8 overall in half number 2, and they are now 61-30 overall in the season. They won the first half title, and they are in first place in the second half as well. With the loss, the Fightin' Phils fall to 11-13 now in half number 2. That'll do it for our coverage tonight. Don't forget, Jake Starr and Tom Slater, the hitting coach for the Fightin' Phils, will join Mike Keller and myself tomorrow morning on Mornings with Mike on WEU 8:30 a.m. at 8:05. Tune us in. We're on every morning from 6 to 9. And at 8:05 tomorrow, Tom Slater, the hitting coach for the Fightin' Phils, will join us. We'll talk a little bit about his work with the Phils in 2025 and what to look forward to in the final now 21 games left on the home schedule here in Baseball Town in 2025. Thanks to Al Padrique, the manager of the Reading Fightin' Phils, for joining Jake in the pregame show. That'll do it for our broadcast for Jake Starr. My name is Bob McCool. Thanks, as always, for listening to Reading Fightin' Phils on the Reading Fightin' Phils Radio Network at 8:30, WEU.com. We'll be back at it tomorrow night. Again, 7 o'clock, 6:45 is the pregame show. As always, we'd love to see you here at the ballpark. Binghamton wins it tonight by a final score of 6-2. Thanks for listening, everyone. Have yourselves a great night.